Right, we're down 2 drivers still.
Willkommen, everybody, to the Canadian Grand Prix. We are expecting, I think, 19 drivers. So I think we're just waiting on one final one. But as you can see, we've got 18 for now. We've got a few new drivers, a few reserves there. FTH KRC81. That is honestly a shocking name. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm just going to say FTH. Well, it's like so difficult to say. And then Tango is another reserve. Also worth mentioning that we've got Rembo. She's reserving her second race for Division 1. The first race she did was back in Zandvoort, where she got points. And actually did a really good job. So, and obviously she's fighting for promotion at the moment in Division 2. Currently she's just outside the promotion places after a string of good form from Forza Ferrari. But that's Division 2, and this is Division 1.
So ignoring Beefy reserving here as well.
Oh yes, Beefy as well, yes. Beefy, who's currently running away with the championship in Division 2. He's also reserving. He will definitely be in the Division 1 next season. So let's see how he can fare in this reserve race. And I'm a bit jealous because they're getting some practice for Saturday, which I'm not getting. But, you know, not salty at all. Yeah, should be a good race. Chapelele looks incredibly quick as usual. We got the return of Total Peas, which is, I think I speak for everyone when I say it's a real shame to see him back. So yeah, we now wait. We've got 19 drivers. I think that is everyone. Currently a minute late, which is really unacceptable. We did actually. I think we've actually got 6 people watching me waffle on. No idea why. I haven't even mentioned, but you've probably realised already. I'm with Velocity this week. Say hi.
Hello.
Oh God, I just heard myself there.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's really bad. But that was a really good hello you did. Praise you on that. And yeah, Tottenham lost to Antwerp. Let's talk about that.
Antwerp are the best team in Europe, so you know, if they weren't in the Europa League, they'd win the Champions League.
100%.
The only reason they're in, no, to be honest, the only reason they're in Europa League is to make it fair on Bayern.
I reckon Arsenal, Dundalk. I just want to see like the sacrifice I'm making for this league and this division by commentating on Division 1 instead of watching the Arsenal Dundalk game, which is a massive game. So I really hope you guys appreciate that.
Are you suicidal?
Well, always.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a requirement for the league? We've actually got 8 viewers now.
It is to be an Arsenal fan, but...
Ah, yeah. I love how we got 8 viewers of just us just absolutely waffling.
You love a good bit of waffle, don't you?
Yeah, well, I think other people do as well, considering we got 8 viewers.
Well,
Say hello in the comments, I'm lonely. Velocity doesn't love me, so... I need love in the comments. Okay, we are finally going.
I'm waiting for the Phil gang, to be honest. I'm waiting for them to turn up.
Yeah, they didn't turn up last race. Phil wasn't in it, or did they? Actually, you know what? Ignore me. I can't remember. This is what happens when I actually like. I don't know. Those sausages done me dirty. Oh, we got Velocity in the comments saying hi. Hi,
oh,
Velocity.
what a legend.
Yeah, he sounds like a legend. So good to see him there, saying hi in the chat. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, about to get underway for Canada.
Predictions weather-wise.
I reckon you usually do get rain around here, so I reckon at one point in quali or one point in the race we'll have rain. I'm also going to go ahead and predict a lot of invalidations at the final chicane, and I'm also going to predict one of the championship contenders, front runners. You know, one of the quick guys to crash into the wall of champions.
Well, Droft has put in the wall last week, so we'll see if he can recover himself from that, because obviously that's going to have taken a hit to his confidence maybe, and see if he can bounce back.
Yeah, Ascari also wiped out Gurman, I think it was.
Yeah, at the same time.
Yeah, at the same time. So he'll also be looking to bounce back. And
We
as
do
I said,
like the double deaths on stream,
we
don't
do.
we?
We had it in Australia last year, and
And
now,
I'm pretty sure we might have had it in Australia this year as well, if I'm being
maybe.
honest. Knowing the amount of finishes we had in Div 1 in Australia, we may have even had a triple death, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, no, actually, I'm pretty sure we did, to be honest. And yeah, there you go. Well, one of my predictions is right because we got rain.
Cool, that was so difficult. So,
do
you reckon we haven't got Milan, have we? So I'm not sure who's going to get out first.
Yeah, well, I know that.
Well, Blaze has already checked out. He's really not happy that it's wet.
But I do know that Droftas will be absolutely buzzing with the weather. But yeah, I think it might be drying up because no one's going out early. If anyone in the comments, if that is the case, could let us know the weather forecast, would appreciate that. But at the moment, no sign of it easing off. But of course,
oh no, we've got a Ferrari. We've got movement in the Ferrari garage.
Is that Phil or
That's
is that
Phil.
Paulie Orange?
No, Phil is moving. Phil is moving.
Phil's alive. He's alive.
Phil, the entertainer, is coming out of the pits.
Yeah, there he is.
So yeah, everyone's still got the inters fitted, so
yeah,
maybe...
I feel like they wouldn't. If it was going to dry up, they'd maybe have the dries fitted or whatever for when it later does. I don't know. We'll keep
does
an eye
Phil
on
just
that.
have very big cojones as a Alfa Romeo comes out in Andreas?
Yes. Well, I tell you
followed
who
by a
this
Williams.
isn't good for. This isn't good for Energetics at all. He absolutely hates the rain. Last time in Monza, obviously, when that rain came down, had a nightmare.
Do you reckon he's just got out the car and he's just going to sort of sit out?
Maybe.
He's not even going to attempt it.
Yeah, maybe. And I'll tell you what, this is going to make the Wall of Champions a lot more deadly in this wet weather. Hilkerseng wet race.
Ooh.
Shut up. Yeah, ignore my dumbness. And wet race. Well, there you go. I think that'll be the first wet race we've had because we've had plenty of wet qualifyings, but like a full. Is it a full wet race? Okay, so Hilker's not going to be doing line. Do you know if it's a full wet race or if it's going to be changeable conditions? Be interesting to see.
Yeah, so if I'm being honest, not to put any pressure on Hilker, but I do not expect him to be anywhere near the pace of a lot of these drivers today. He's very, very fresh to no line, so don't come expecting too much from him. Yeah,
and we know he struggles in the wet anyway, so he's also saying might be a bit dry at the end, but it's definitely wet
dry
at the start.
At the end of race?
The race, yeah, and that it will definitely be full wets at the start. So on board with Phil at the moment. Oh, he's got to be careful to stay off the grass.
Sector 1, which is incredible. Honestly, he's beating that non-existent time. But obviously, he's going to want to get a time in on the board straight away because you don't want to pressure yourself, do you?
Yeah, and one of the keys to going fast in the wet, ironically, is to sort of drive as cautiously as possible. When you actually go as really push it, that's when you make the mistakes that cost you more time in the end than doing it cautiously. That's what I find.
Yeah. Oh no, I think in the wet you have to be balls to the wall. You
do, but you also half the time I'm like cautious, but I get quite high up in the wet. That's
wet racing and wet quali are two completely different skills.
Oh, I can agree with that. Now let's see how he does on a flying lap. And he's avoided the Wall of Champions, to be fair to him. It hasn't invalidated. So
you know what? That Wall of Champions, I think, is a lot less deadly this year.
Yeah,
because I don't think it sucks you in anymore.
Well,
like on the last year's game, it did suck drivers in and almost just like capture them.
Yeah,
like a little crab.
I don't know how that's a crab, but right. And Gurman's done well not to invalidate. Nearly loses the rear. He's going to come across next to the line. He's not going to improve on Razor's time. That's right, he's the Razor now. Tango does a
Rempo
1:19.7.
has invalidated as well,
Yeah,
so she's not going to be second lap.
Quite a few people have invalidated. Beefy's on
Paulie
the
Orange
outlap.
is going to be the next one across the line to set a time. Maybe it might be a
Unless
Ferrari
he invalidates.
1-2.
No, he doesn't. And he's avoided dreaded Wall of Champions.
It's not going to be a pole time.
This is going to be the slowest so far, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm
expecting to see quite a big gap. Obviously, we've got Chapelele out. He's invalidated as well. Oh, wait, no, that's an outlap. I'm high. FTH is invalidated. Droftas is invalidated.
Liam, nearly had a moment there. When he got on the throttle, the rear just came out there, and he did well to save it, because that could have been a Kubica-type crash.
Liam, control your bottom.
He just loves to shake it. Oh yeah, another mention of another reserve driver who's making appearances, Abbasus, who's potentially one of the next people to get a Div 2 seat, depending on how he performs in Div 2. So we'll keep an eye on his pace now. Going to be tricky for him, his first
See, this
race
is when you
Div
see
1.
him win by like 15 seconds in Div 1 and you sat here like, yeah, I think I was chatting shit.
I'd be annoyed considering he's like one of the people that we've got for Div 2. Looks like we've got Andreas coming across the lot. No,
we've got Chapelele coming, who's going to be the next man in. Actually, no, we've got Becca. I'm not sure if she's going to be setting her time though. Is she going
again, or is she going in? No,
she is going.
Let's see what she can do.
Doesn't look like a bad time, to be honest.
Yep.
Competitive, maybe.
As you say that, she does the slowest lap. You are awful.
Chapelele just doing what he does best and making everyone else look terrible.
Tango also with a respectable lap of 1:19.4. We've just seen Liam put in a time of 1:21.4. Sorry, no, he's already done his lap. Who was that who just put in a lap?
And Pease has actually gone a purple sector too.
He has, so we'll stay on board with him. Someone else has done a lap, and that is FIFA Beefy with 1:20.4. So currently 6th fastest, the championship leader for Division 2. So actually, if Beefy, as you mentioned, Velocity, last time the championship leader crashed in, well, I'm not sure if he was the championship leader at the time, but Dan Murphy crashed in the Wall of Champions last year. He then went on to win the championship. So if Beefy or Droftas do that...
Pease, less than... Look at the split on Pease and Chapelele.
3 milliseconds. Right, and Droftas, as usual, goes quickest.
Droftas is one of those people. I'm pretty sure he drives in a paddling pool.
He does. It's a very effective tactic. Everyone else is on out laps unless people are doing multiple laps. And one of those people doing multiple laps is Becca or Rempo. So I think maybe she's fueled up for a lot of runs. Yeah, she does improve quite significantly. 0.8 improvement.
I think that sometimes is the key though with the wet, is just go around and round and round, just so you get used to how slippy it is.
That is the key with most.
To be honest, I do like that helmet. If I'm being honest, the pink, the blue, the white, it really goes with the Racing Point. Don't know if it's been made specially for today, but it suits it.
The Racing Point is a good car. Yeah, no, actually, that really does suit it. I see what you mean. Yeah, I think, judging by the way that Rempo was attacking that corner, she is going again, I think. So we'll keep an eye on that. Energetics is also starting.
She is burning ERS,
flying.
so yes, she is. We will see. She's on about 65 ERS, so she could actually go again after this if she has enough.
ERS barely burns in these conditions.
And she's up by 4 temps, almost half a second again.
Energetics is invalidated, so we'll go on board with
sliding
Rempo.
It round the hairpin there by Rempo.
Got to be so careful on the throttle here, as we see Knowlesy put in his first time with a 1:19.579.
Is
so far,
Becca gonna now jump her fellow Div 2 compatriot and maybe put it into a respectable position here?
No, she can't.
No, not.
Well, she can improve by 1/10, but not enough.
She definitely lost a lot of time in the last sector.
Beefy's going again?
He's up by 3 temps
this
at the
is looking
moment.
good. Abbasus has done a 1:19.7, so that's a very respectable time for him. So far, Abbasus is only 3 milliseconds behind Phil in the wet.
Maybe he could be the man to push Beefy, I think.
Well, we
for the
would
rest of the
certainly like
season.
that in Division 2, wouldn't we? We desperately need more competition. Energetics looks like he's fueled up again. He's going for another lap.
Fatality coming across the line, and
He's
that is
invalidated.
definitely not a respectable.
It was an
Well, I
invalidated
think,
time.
yeah, it was a 127 though, so it was definitely a spin. And he's gone again.
Oh, yeah, he's deposited some of his front wing there to the side of the track.
Maybe
Sure.
he saw like his girlfriend or maybe even boyfriend. We're not discriminating here, but maybe he saw them and said, "You know what? Have a bit of the front wing. You'll take it home."
It is a good memorial.
Yeah.
Good bit of memorabilia is what I meant to
That's
say.
a nice, good time by FTH of a 120.4. So we're seeing, like, maybe the guys who might be in danger are in the 120s, and then everyone else.
Phil is coming back out. Also worth mentioning that Dan Murphy and Blaze still haven't come out yet.
Energetics with a 120.8. It's not bad, and German's actually set on the softs. So
yeah, you know what I was about to say. Look, it stopped raining completely. I'm not sure if it's going to be dry. Yeah, it should be dry enough for softs at the end of this Q1. It stopped raining.
So German's the one who's seen that the quickest, I would assume, because he's already loaded
the only
up
one
the softs.
to have selected the softs. But as we can see from this view from the pit lane, it stopped raining quite suddenly. So those times
might be having a hit strop in the pit lane. You never know.
Well, those times are going to come down significantly. So yeah, keep an eye out for that, because that 118.5 is going to be beaten, and Total P's is just beating it, as I said that, with a 118.4, and I think that will partly to do that'll be mainly to do with the fact that it's stopped raining now. Chapelele's done a purple second sector. You're going to see these times start to tumble down now.
6 tenths up. He looks like he's going to trounce P's time right now.
Yeah, but this is because it's getting a lot drier. So wherever you
I think, to be honest, I've spoken to P's quite a lot, and people like Chapelele are the ones he likes to race. He really likes to be pushed to his maximum.
We
and
know
really
he
chasing.
We know he doesn't like this track as well. Total P's. Chapelele going to come across the line now with a 118.2, 7 tenths quicker on his time and 2 tenths quicker than Total P's. Energetics is on a lap. He's a second up on his time.
He's lost his front wing.
No, yeah, well...
You know what? Maybe we just ignore him for a little while.
Yeah, Paulie Orange is out on a lap. He's in Sector 1 at the moment.
And still got German waiting for those
Energetics
soft tyres
would have been
to
very
come into
distracting there, but obviously got out of the way. But I do find that would have been quite distracting. Obviously, nothing more Energetics could do.
So we've obviously
Rembo's
still
also
got...
seen the opportunity. She's gone on the softs, ready to come out of the pit lane. Again, of the pit lane. We're not pressuring anyone else to come out of anything else. It's up to them.
I think, especially the back guys, maybe P12 downwards, are going to be really thinking they've got to come out. They really have to come out if they're going to be able to get through to Q2. We've got someone just come out. A Renault has just come out on the intermediates.
Maybe. Well, it's definitely not time for softs yet, but it's not
That's
time
Tango.
to come out.
Tango's come out.
Maybe it's not going to dry enough. It's not drying quickly enough for the softs. I don't know. There's still quite a lot of water on the track.
Fatalities out on the inters as well.
Paulie Orange, Liam Yez also switched to the softs, and German. Here comes Paulie Orange across the line. What's this going to be? It's a 119.9. He's improved by 1.1 seconds.
Renbo's the one in the drop zone now with the slowest time of the day,
but she's ready with the soft tyres, to be fair. But that just shows how much it's drying. The fact that an improvement there by 1.1 seconds. Andreas is now starting his flying lap. We've got Liam here who selected the wets. That's very odd. Maybe, I don't know, maybe trying to be a bit funny. Just a bit odd.
I think he's fancying a swim.
Oh, he's switched to mediums now. I think
Again, a weird one. I think he's just flicking through. And Chapelele, now we know it's going to be dry in time. Chapelele's gone to the softs.
Well, looking at that track now, it has dried even. Yeah, Andreas has just done a purple first sector. Everyone's going to be doing purples at the moment.
So I think if you don't get out on those these softs, you're not going to go through.
So you saying that Andreas is in trouble? Because he's going to struggle?
Maybe. If he
completes this lap and doesn't go straight in, he's going to be...
If I'm being honest, if he's watching this stream, I would advise him coming into the pits now.
Well, we're about to find out if he is. He's done a purple middle sector.
Phil's gone out on the inters.
Oh, Phil gang, if you're there, you would be screaming at Phil for that decision. I mean, look how that is looking incredibly dry now. That's not far off softs. I'd say
we've got
a minute
Ferrari
more.
coming
30
in.
seconds maybe.
So, Paulie Orange is coming into the pits. Phil's for some reason gone out late.
Andreas is going on.
I think it will be a purple time.
It will be the quickest time. No, it won't. 1:18.5. I just commentator's guess. But we've got Abbasis on an outlap. He's on the intermediates as well as Phil.
Which one of these guys do you think will be the first one out on the softs? Oh,
well,
there we go.
Well,
I think
we've
just
got
had our first man.
We've got our answer. And who is that?
That's Liam. You don't want to be the first one out, though. That's the thing with the softs. You don't want to be that guy.
Well, we're keeping an eye on the pit lane. There looks like someone else is coming out. That's the Renault of FIFA.
That's it for Andreas. That's it for Andreas' quali. He's got to hope at least 4 or 5 people invalidate. Or else he could be in danger.
FIFA Beefy is second out on the soft tyre. Looks like next is going. We got quite a few people now coming out as well, but we'll go out. We'll stay on board at the moment with Liam, yeah, because he's the first of those drivers. Then slightly behind him is Beefy.
If these need maybe just a cautious lap, get him round, get him into Q2, and then focus on just smashing times.
Why is Dan Murphy sitting out Q1 again? He's done this quite a few weeks in a row, and then he still ends up with a podium, but is he deliberately sandbagging to not win the championship? I'm a bit baffled.
I don't know. It's not really the sort of division I would say. It's not got the drivers I would arguably say that you can come from the back and win.
But he has got podiums before, but yeah, not wins. I think he's yet to win this season. No, he is yet to win this season. Chapelele's on his outlap on the softs now as well. As is Rempo, FTH, Gerben, Paulie. Yeah, everyone's come out pretty much on I mean, unfortunately for Phil, he's not going to have time. Abbas isn't going to have time. Droftash and Andreas aren't going to have time either. Will they be safe? Liam Yeh's obviously done a purple first sector because he's on those softs.
They're not going to be safe. I think
could we see Andreas and Droftash? He's not going to make it.
He might if he's very lucky.
50 seconds
but don't
from
forget,
here. Look
though,
where he is on
there
the
has
track.
Yeah, but listen, there has been a glitch where there's a 30-second time
but
gap
that's not allowed in this league.
No, between ours and theirs.
Yeah, that is true.
I did see that at Spa and ALR, and so. And the thing is, that glitch has been fixed, so if it is 0 when he crosses a line, he's finished.
Oh no, Liam Yeh's invalidated on the final chicane. That's painful. That is really painful.
Do you reckon he's going again?
You'd hope you have the fuel. We're going on board now with FIFA Beefy, because he will be the next one across the line to set a time, I do believe. And he hasn't invalidated, very cautious through the Wall of Champions chicane there. And he's going to do a 1:11.6, which is the fastest time, and that will put him safely into Q2.
You know what? He's made Chapelele look terrible there.
Well, Chapelele's done a purple first sector, though. So that won't last for long, I can tell you that. So Pease is also in trouble.
Pease didn't make it.
Yeah, Pease is also in trouble. FTH has now crossed the line with a 1:10.1. Knowlesy crossing the line. We're on board with Chapelele, purple second sector. Big lock-up, but to be honest, as long as he gets a time on the board and doesn't crash out or invalidate, he's through. Energetics is through on 1:10.4.
Rembo's invalidated. Rembo's out.
Oh, well, that's Rembo out. But I tell you what, as Paulie Orange goes quickest, and Chapelele is probably about to go quickest. If he invalidates, though, it could be costly.
Do you know what? Everyone's fine, because Rembo's messed it up a bit. 3 drivers haven't come out.
Yeah, you know what? They are going to get away with it. ALM goes second fastest.
So
1:09, that's a really quick time.
I do think Dan Murphy, Fatality and Blaze are kind of a little bit angels for some of these drivers.
But yeah, that is qualifying 1 done then, and we have lost Rempo, Fatality, Dan Murphy and Blaze. So Abbasus just squeezes through. as does Phil. Also notable mentions, Tango dropped just about. He dropped down to 11th there because of the different tyre compounds.
I don't think we'll be seeing the mediums in use, by the way. If I'm being honest,
really?
if we're looking at a full wet start.
Oh yeah, no, it's wet. Yes, of course, that is very true. There's no point, is there? There's no point going mediums if it's a wet race. So of the Division 2 drivers, Rempo, unfortunately, the only one to miss out on Q2 because of that invalidation. So unfortunate for her, but a good showing from the Div 2 lot for the rest of them.
It's a long race.
Martin saying, "Oh my god, I couldn't do a time lap at the end." Not sure which one you are, Martin, but
I'm just gonna point
Fatality
out,
didn't do any laps; he invalidated everyone.
I'm just gonna point out that last year at Canada, Brandon qualified on pole, spun it, went to the back of the grid, and won.
Yeah, so, I do remember that. Yeah. Also, Martin's Abyssus. So you are through at least. That's the main thing. You are through. So well done to you, even if it was a bit closer than perhaps you'd liked it to be. So yeah, there's confirmation. We lose Rempo, Fatality, Dan Murphy, and Blaze from the session. And you can see those on the intermediate tyres just squeezing through, with the exception of Rempo. Fatality didn't do time lap, he invalidated all his times, and Dan Murphy and Blaze didn't come out of the pit lane, perhaps giving themselves a qualifying ban for no reason. I don't know. Just maybe they felt like it. Liam saying, "Never in doubt, invalidate for the drama." We love that. We love that, Liam. It was great drama. I will admit. So yeah, on to Q2, and as you say, with that wet race, it's gonna be irrelevant whether you're on mediums or softs. So everyone should be out on the softs. Of course, it's possible that Energetics is lying to us.
Whoa, look at that.
You know what bus drivers are like. Oh my word! Yeah, someone's blown away the clouds with a hoover.
So I tell you what. You got Rembo, you've got Dan, you got Blaze, and is it Fatality?
Yeah.
All of them can get on the deck chairs and enjoy a bit of the sun, because apparently there's not going to be any tomorrow. So enjoy it while it's there.
Completely. We have actually Energetics, of course, decides to go out on the mediums because he's an odd child.
Look, he's a bus driver. He's used to an understeery car.
Yeah, true. Maybe that will help him. Or maybe he just wants to flex and show that he can get through even with the medium tyres as he locks up coming out the pits. But he is the first of the pits, so we will give him the screen time that he desperately craves. And in the commentary he craves. I know he loves my voice, my soothing voice, as he locks up quite heavily.
What, I think he's doing that for show. He's making a smoke screen
it's good.
for the drivers behind.
Yeah,
I think it's Chapelele just
Mind
behind
games
him.
There, mind games.
But I think he's doing the disappearing act. He'll lock up and then he'll be gone round the corner and everyone will be like, whoa.
Definite mind games being played there.
Noah's Ark is now done, and obviously the world has been flooded. We've got rid of a couple of drivers, and he's decided, you know what? Those are the pagans we've got rid of, and onwards we go.
Yeah,
but
Chapelele, I think, is the one behind you, right? So it will be and then Chapelele to cross the line, but we'll stay on boards with Energetics as we see yellow flag in sector 3 from drivers to slow down to start their laps. This will be at least a lot easier for Energetics with
he's
no
got
line.
his gearing a bit wrong there, if I'm being honest.
Oh god, here comes Critic Velocity.
But just upshifting a little bit early, but he set a purple sector 1, locking up massively. That's going to lose him half a second there. But I tell you what, it's not bad for a medium run.
I'm loving this Martin Brundle inside.
Especially though, I'm 90% sure he's going to be running no line around this on the drive.
He is.
So
yeah.
I'm not going to shit on him too much, but
yeah. Big lock up through the hairpin, but Yeah, no, I am loving this Martin Brundle insight on where he's. I'm like, you know what, we're going to do that for after this. We're going to do that fully for the rest of Chapelele's lap as well.
No, I'd rather not.
No, it's too late now. You committed to it, and he's invalidated.
I'll become Palmer about Bottas. You know, it's absolutely perfect.
No, that's
and
not
he's
Palmer.
taking the shortest.
That's De Resta usually.
Yeah,
Chapelele does a 1.8 flat. That's.
I think that's better than any of my TT times.
Yeah, that's a
honest.
pretty impressive benchmark. FIFA Beefy, Division 2 representative and championship leader with a 109.975.
Right, this is Pease coming across the line, and he's got
golfing class.
Jesus Christ.
Pease
Okay,
with
now,
the 109.
I'm hoping that Pease messed up because I know Pease is a quick driver, and Chapelele is just sort of, unless Chapelele's got a
Phil's just gone third, 108.991, and I think that is the gap because Chapelele is currently 8/10 quicker than anyone else, which means quite a boring battle for Paul if it stays like that, unfortunately. So let's hope. Alan is coming through the
Chapelele is in the Merc, and I think everyone else is in like the McLarens, and he's for qualifying anyway. He's sort of just a bit alien.
Definitely, that's how.
But the thing that is mind-boggling for me is it doesn't even look like he's pushing that car much.
No, it doesn't. And Alan crosses the line now, and he is a 109.5. He'll be disappointed with that. We've got Tango's invalidated his lap. Knowlesy, who's invalidated his lap. So and German and Energetics, who are both in the pits. Energetics came in, obviously, because he invalidated his lap. I presume he will be sticking on the soft tyre. So
Phil's actually no.
Yeah, Phil is currently third as it stands. He's about 10th off Paulie Orange's time. Because really, his only comparison is Paulie Orange because Chapelele is in another league, as you say. But currently in the drop zone, we have FIFA Beefy in 11th. Energetics hasn't set a time. German hasn't set a time. Tango hasn't set a time. And Knowlesy hasn't set a time. So
I think really for us, Chapelele's the marquee man, isn't he?
He really is, yeah. Also worth noting that Knowlesy has, after some impressive performances, has moved up to third in the championship. So he will definitely be hoping to at least get into Q3.
The class of his driving, I think, has gone very much under the radar. The way he approaches races is very different to everyone else. Like, as I see it, the way he takes it is he lets the race come to him. He doesn't get penalties, waits for things to go his way, and he'll just cross the line in 7th and finish in 2nd. Like, he's not got that mindset, I think, of some of the other drivers, but he's, I think, maybe smarter than some of the others.
Definitely, he's very good at avoiding penalties, this Knowlesy. And speaking of the devil, he is coming out as we speak. There's also German starting a lap behind him.
Just locking up everywhere.
Oh, bit of a slide there through by German as well, coming out of that corner into Sector 1, where, of course, Sebastian Vettel... Oh, he did get a bit on the corner, but he didn't invalidate. Where Sebastian Vettel bottled the 2019 Canadian Grand Prix. Now, German just about...
Done a bit early, but...
Yeah, I thought he was going to invalidate then, because he went into that corner with such speed.
But he's got 2 purple Sector 1 and 2. I don't know if that's real.
Yeah, this is a glitch.
I don't know if
has
it's fake
happened.
because I'm seeing purple everywhere.
Yeah, maybe
but
you're
if he challenges Chapelele,
maybe you've got something wrong with your eyes that you're just seeing purple like everywhere, because that's not healthy.
Okay, he's
really
done that very nicely.
Yeah, he's
though.
throwing
he's
into that final sector. This is looking good, but nowhere near purple. It's a 109.2 for German. He has moved himself up into 8th. I
would love to go on board with another Chapelele lap if he would care to come out again.
Well, I was going to say we were going to go on board with a Knowlesy lap, but he's invalidated. So we're going to go on board at the moment with Tango and see what he can do in this first sector. It does say purple, but of course I think that is a glitch because I remember it was saying that I was getting purple every lap in ALR.
Of course, you wouldn't be getting purple.
Yeah, exactly,
so...
exactly. That's when I knew it was definitely a glitch. So let's see what Tango can do.
I have a sort of low, a small, like, nice little area in my heart for Renault. I just like them.
Didn't know you had a heart.
No, I don't. But you know, we wanted to make people think I was a real human. You got yellow flags in sector 2.
Yeah, looks like a bit of a traffic jam.
I think what I'm seeing personally.
Tango goes second. That's the closest anyone's got to Chapelele's time. 7/10 off still, but
the thing
1087. That's a respectable time.
I think I'm starting to notice where people are losing time.
Droftas actually so far hasn't done a proper lap with a 109.2. Certainly not a proper by his standards. Let's see what he can do on this lap. He was a bit cautious into that final chicane. Comes across the line, and he will go second fastest, 5/10. I know the gap is still massive, but it's calming down slowly. That is until Chapelele does like a 107 something.
I do believe I know what the reason he's so quick is. Now it's just how committed he is. Like everyone else, I'm seeing on their laps, they could be rapid times, but there's certain corners they'll back out of slightly.
Pease is up
and
on his time in
not
sector
believe
1.
they're gonna not hit the wall.
Yeah, you've got to have so much confidence in your ability and the car, especially through that final chicane, because not only have you got to worry about not invalidating, you've obviously got to worry about the Wall of Champions. Yeah, and you've also got to worry about invalidating there for your total Ps. That's frustrating for him. At the moment, though, he is through to Q3. We're on board now with Abyssus, who just scraped through into Q2, but that wasn't reflective because he wasn't able to get out on the softs. Very cautious through there, but managed to get a decent amount of grip.
I wouldn't really say cautious, I'd say just setting himself up for this part. You want to take it sometimes slow in some corners, sacrifice it, and just push yourself out of others.
That's true, but I don't have that intelligence, you see. He says he's done a purple middle. He's certainly 3/10 up.
Also say Gutman had done a purple sector 1 and 2, and he was a second in that.
But I would point out that it's good for Abyssus that at least he's 3/10 up, because currently that would put him in a good position. Tango's
think he's
retired
safe
in the pits. Yep. We gonna see Abyssus now cross the line. This is looking in the 108s anyway, and I was correct. He's gone third fastest, 108.6.
Right, I'm just going to inquire.
He is definitely not going to be Division 2.
No,
he's
I
too
was
quick.
about to inquire that.
Because look at him compared to FIFA Beefy. That would not be a championship fight. FIFA Beefy, obviously, I think can go a lot quicker than that, but Abyssus is on another level, it seems. So I think
he's a 10th off our championship leader.
Yeah,
like you can't. I don't think you
can't ignore that.
No.
You can't ignore that.
I think maybe it's a statement of intent and him basically telling you to fuck off about thinking he's a Div 2 pace driver.
I'm not the one that Hilke Energetics was the one who
shifting the blame now. I see.
Yeah,
he's going to 183.
Yeah, well done to
close. That's nicely close. I mean,
might have a
Chapelele may be laughing as he sees everyone. Chapelele's a bit like Thanos, isn't he?
What, he's big blue man?
Yeah, he's a big blue man in the blue. I was about to say Ferrari.
Genocide. In a blue Ferrari. He's in the Red Bull, mate.
Could you imagine though? One year Ferrari just went, you know what, we're going to be blue this year.
That'd be weird. Beefy starting his lap now. FTH is on a flyer. So well done to Total Peace. He moves up to second with a 108.3. We've got a few comments. Tango saying, yeah, I don't have confidence in the car. Well, to be fair, it looks like at the moment you've retired in the pits, so I think you think you're safe, or at least you think you can't do any better. So, and it's still a respectable time then of a 108.7, so especially considering you don't have the confidence in the car. Cameron Cross says, ooh, this Toby Donny commentating is dutty. Any comments on that, Velocity?
Sorry, he's just... I don't know. Don't know how to respond to...
Well, that's a pretty poor response, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I just don't sort of appreciate him, and I will no longer drive him anywhere. Right.
As FTH goes 6th fastest, 108, 8-3-0 as we just heard the
You know
worst
what?
comeback
I think
of all
eights.
time.
You need to be on the 8-9s might be the drop zone. Phil might be in trouble.
Well, he's on an outlap, as is Energetics and Liam, yeah. Gurman is on a flying. He's 3/10 up in the middle sector, so it looks like he will be improving. Droftas saying repping Antwerp tonight, as we are, as we all are, the mighty Antwerp. Very happy that they beat
Antwerp are an extremely good team. I feel like they're very well established. A brilliant performance today, and I'm not pissed off at all. But you know,
Gurman goes, he improves by 4/10, and that should see him. Well, if the drop zone is the 108.9.
I don't know now. I really don't know now. But Energetics is invalidated. He's going to be setting himself up for a second lap.
He was invalidated his outlap, to be fair, so that means nothing. You silly boy.
Liam may be out.
Well, he's on a flying. Oh no, he's not.
I'll tell you the one person I'm surprised where he is though. Andreas.
Yeah, he's on an outlap at the moment.
I did think he was really good last year though, wasn't he, around this track? And
he was. So Energetics has invalidated his lap. Phil Razor starting his.
Chapelele's on an outlap, so I'm going to have a look.
Well, you don't. No, spectate him on the flying lap. I want to see your opinion on Phil. He's on an outlap. God, this is the childish commentary I have to deal with.
Well, Chapelele is going on to his first flying lap right now.
Oh
I couldn't
dear,
speak
Phil
there, so...
has completely invalidated there. I have a feeling that was purposeful because I don't see how you can mess up that much. So we'll go on board with Chapelele then, and Toby, if you want to have your
you can honestly just see the launch he gets out of these corners. Like it's so stable though. You've got to give it to him. He's up on his time, but I feel like there's so much confidence in this car. He's definitely got his setup down. I think maybe he feels personally he could possibly get a little bit more out, but honestly, it's a smashing time, and you can just see the confidence.
He's up on his time as well in Sector 2. Big lock up there into the hairpin though, although it didn't seem to affect him too much in the exit of that corner. As I said, he's slightly up at the moment. We got Tango in the comments saying the life being a Spurs fan, once bottler's always a bottler. I really hope Tango's not a Tottenham fan as well, because we've got enough of them in this world. As Chapelele comes through, and he's invalidated. Oh!
And hit the wall.
He was very lucky there not to lose his wheel. That would have been some drama, wouldn't it?
Maybe he didn't want to show us. Maybe he didn't want to show us the way he takes those two corners, so just launched himself into the wall.
Imagine if the Wall of Champions claimed Chapelele there, right at the end,
would be.
And so he can't take part of Q3. That would have been some real juicy drama.
I think he would have been very pissed off at himself as Hilke takes damage to his front wing, bouncing. He's ran out of fuel at the line, but he's out. He hasn't. That's unfortunate. That's extremely unfortunate.
So there you go. Energetics and did we see if Andreas got through actually?
I didn't.
I didn't either, but that's because I'm a terrible commentator. Andreas didn't get through. So if we look at those eliminated, Alan just scrapes through.
I'll tell you what.
But Energetics, Liam, Andreas, FIFA Beefy, and Nolsey are all out.
I'm just going to put it out that Ailham wouldn't have got through if Energetics didn't run out of fuel
at the
last
gap.
Second.
That is nothing, isn't it? That is really close.
That's what I think. Literally, what saved Ailham is maybe Energetics run out of fuel. Now, if Ailham can put it all together and not die this week, it'll be nice to see.
Well, he is quick when he doesn't die, but we've seen him in some pretty horrific crashes this
maybe
season.
all
the worst was Spain. The worst
maybe
was Spain.
How hollow he is now of all his broken bones. Maybe it's all been taken out of him, and he's going to be quicker because he's going to be a lot lighter.
Do you remember Spain, that crash? We were talking about Maccabi Haifa and Spurs, and then
and then
we saw his death.
Yeah, so maybe we shouldn't be talking about Spurs and Antwerp, but we might be seeing another death.
Awful club. Anyway, actually, what is the Arsenal score? If you guys could let me know, that'd be great, against the mighty Dundalk. I'd appreciate that.
as we have got a mover in Paulie Orange. And Chapelele coming out. I think he might be the first man out.
Yeah, Chapelele is going to
track.
be the first one out. So you can have you'll have your wish, because I know you fancy him. And I mean, to be fair, especially with his driving, I can understand why.
I think it's a nice one for everyone to watch. If I'm being honest, he's the quickest man on the track at the moment. Like
1-0 to the Arsenal, 1-0 to the Arsenal. Nketiah.
So anyway,
2-0! Joe Willock, 2-0 to the Arsenal, 2-0. Sorry, that was literally a second after the goal. The Arsenal scored again. So I'm going to shut up now.
Obviously Chapelele's confidence around this track is probably it could be one of his best tracks, if I'm being honest.
I'm going to ask you a prediction for this, even though I'm pretty sure I know the answer. Who's going to get pole for you? And actually, before you answer, bear in mind that every time a commentator or a co-commentator has predicted who's got pole, they've been wrong every single time.
Chapelele is going to get pole.
So he's not going to get pole then, because judged on every other time...
Chapelele will get pole. Pease
based
will come
on
second.
every other time, it's
No,
always
I'm
been
saying
wrong.
Chapelele, pole, Pease second, Droftas third, and I'm even going to go with Abscess fourth.
Oh, wow. So some very specific, very detailed predictions there from Velocity. But as I said, it is a bit of a curse, because no one's got pole after being predicted it.
Well, we all know I hate Pease, so you know,
yeah.
maybe it's tactical.
So Liam's saying Chapelele pole by 3/10. We've also got a fellow Arsenal fan in the comments. That's good to see.
He's
That was
messed
a
up
weird
there,
line
though.
there, yeah.
That was not the line. He hit the curve slightly. I don't think he was in
Even
the
I
right
know
gear.
that's not the line. And I'm terrible. Chapelele's invalidated,
And he has
anyway.
invalidated.
So
He loves a good invalidation on Q3, doesn't he?
next up, I do believe, is Tango. It is Tango. And he has not invalidated thus far.
Tango Ice Blast, keeping it cool.
Right, I really hope you get sponsorship for that. He's gone quite deep into the hairpin there, but got decent exit after going quite deep there. And yeah, that sponsorship could really help out VIL. I really hope they're watching. We appreciate that. And we presume they'd sponsor Tango individually as well. And he's into the pits. Sorry, got very excited there. So
and
Phil's
Phil's
the
actually
next
going to
one.
go pole.
He'll be the first one to set a time, and it's a 1:08.9, so not particularly quick. Total P's is going to be
Well,
the
I
next...
mean, compared to a lot of leagues, that is quick, but I mean...
Compared to us. But Total P's, is he going to go quicker? He is, 1:08.3.
1:08.3.
That's pretty much matching what he did in Q2, isn't it?
Do you reckon he's maxed out? Do you think
Maybe.
he can get any more?
You start to think that, don't you, once you see a driver that's... that matches their time in Q2, as Abbasis comes across the line with a 1:08.8. Good effort from him.
This is where I'm starting to think some of these drivers maxed out in Q2, because obviously we've got a 1:08.3, and then we had Abbasis did a 1:08.6.
Yeah.
Whether there's errors, I don't know, but...
Well, we obviously saw an error on Chapelele's lap. We've seen quite a few people invalidate. Gurman, Alan.
Well, Chapelele's back out already.
Yeah, he won't be happy. He's on the medium tire.
Why?
I
reckon it's a flex.
Is he that confident of pole? I mean, this will just be humiliating if he gets pole on mediums. Oh, P's saying that his time was on old tyres, so that's not the maximum he can do. Well, that's exciting.
Good to know. Thank you for
Love
the insider. Also, would it go down as bullying if he got pole on the mediums?
I definitely think it would. I think we'd have a lot of complaints on our hands at the flexing Chapelele, but he will have time obviously to do another run, so it won't be his pole time, I presume.
And Tango Ice Blast has left the session, so maybe
couldn't deal with the sponsorship. The pressure was too much.
Maybe he got a contact saying he wasn't going to be sponsored, so maybe he's gone to change his name. I don't know. To Coca-Cola or something like that.
Cameron's saying the sound of the Red Bull is disgusting. Yeah, I prefer the AlphaTauri out of the Honda engines. But yeah, I'd say the Honda is...
The Honda's one of the better ones, I would argue, though.
Yeah, the Ferrari's a lot worse than the Honda one. The Renault and Mercedes ones are quite nice. I do like the AlphaTauri Honda sound, but yeah, the Red Bull, I do know what you mean. It can be a bit yucky. This isn't going to be...
Yucky?
Yeah, well, you got a problem with my adjective?
Just a bit weird, isn't it?
Tango's saying
and Tango is back.
Yeah, he says he errors a lot. You'll get used to it. So I guess we'll consider that for future races. Yeah, this...
Chapelele's gone purple sector 1 and 2.
Yeah, but the 19.3 definitely isn't the fastest sector that we saw, so I think that's a glitch because Total P's had a quicker first sector. Because I think his was a 19.1. But it's
so
still
we
going to be
saying like
respectable.
a 9s maybe?
No, I think it'll be in the 8s, but maybe the low 8s. Oh,
he's hit the wall.
He's got damage, hasn't he?
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like
he's got damage. 1084, but so he's only a 10th off on the medium tyres.
That's bullying.
But bear in mind that Total P's did that on used soft tyres, so P's can go quicker. But even so, it looks like the battle for pole is going to be purely between Total P's and Chapelele at this rate. But FTH,
I feel like you're sleeping on Droftas here, and I don't think it's very nice.
I'd love to sleep on Droftas.
There you go, Droftas. if you're that way inclined, you've got an offer.
There you go, some exclusives. We will actually stick on board with him at the moment. No purples for him so far, so that's a bit of bullying from Codemasters. Everyone else gets purple sectors apart from him. Cameron's saying, go on, P, son.
And there is yellow flags in Sector 3 for a car in the pits, so you know, you love a bit of cheeky.
Droftas fully sending that. Really risky, but that's how you get the maximum time, and it's going to be a 1:08.6. He'll be disappointed with that, but he will have a chance for another go.
Will he be disappointed in that, or will he just...
Oh, yeah, that might be the maximum he can do, but in terms of his chances for pole, he will need to obviously be quicker than that.
I mean, it must be quite deflating, though. Really pushing on...
Well, it'd be deflating listening to your voice. Sorry, I just had to I'm sorry, I felt like we needed some...
So, guys, this was Mazlis's last commentary stream. If you'd like to say goodbye in the chat, he'll be gravely missed.
People would riot if I was kicked off. I know I have my backers.
I'll just get the Phil gang.
No, I'll get Tango sponsorship, so... You know.
I'll get Phil Gang to start commentating for me, just so they can threaten Phil over
spectate Phil the whole time, nothing else. Even if he's like down in 18, just all you see on the stream is Phil. But yeah,
they're going 3 wide into the final corner on the final lap, and they're like, oh well, Phil's doing good.
Speaking of Phil, is he on a flying lap? He is, by the looks of it, and that looked quite a tidy couple of corners through there. Through the first sector, and he's just under a 10th up on his time so far. So he's the slowest out of the time lapse so far with the 1:08.985. He went quicker than that in Q2, so it's definitely not the limit. Seemed to use the curb beautifully through there. Coming up to the hairpin now.
2 temps up on his time.
Yeah.
Let's see, I think what I've noticed a little bit, me being my critical self, is some people are maybe shifting down a gear too much in some of the fast corners, going down to 4th instead of holding it in 5th and carrying a little bit more, but it depends how your setup is, and he has invalidated.
Oh, that's disappointing. I think that would have been a decent time. Well, he goes across the line. Yeah, that would have been pole so far. That would have been the fastest lap if he wouldn't invalidated. So that's frustrating for him. Gurman is on a lap. He's just done his first sector. A bit of a lock-up there. Also, Chapelele's on a lap, but he is only just started.
You can actually gain time off a lock-up sometimes.
You can.
It
depends on the corner, and it also depends on the track. And it also depends how hard the lock-up is. As
I
I'm
don't
learning
think Gurman's fully
yes.
going for this, if I'm being honest.
Well, that's harsh. He might be pushing it completely, and you're just being really rude.
Well, I don't know. Either it's lagging on my end or he's not fully pushing because I don't know. Like, he's literally just turned on. No, he's not. He's just turned it down.
Abasus, out of nowhere.
Dude, I'd just
RKO.
like to bring up the reminder of this is next in line for a Div 2 seat.
Yeah, that's no longer going to be happening. He's definitely too quick for that. As Gurman does a 1:10.3. Yeah, he definitely wasn't pushing. Chapelele's backing up quite a lot. Do you think he wants to be last across the line? What's the thought process there? But he's quite far ahead of everyone else.
Maybe he's just loving life, ain't he? Just getting out of the way for everyone. To be honest, I don't think there is any thought process, if I'm being really
No, I think there
honest.
is. He wants to be last across the line, by the looks of this, because he's letting everyone through.
Yeah, but like
his teammates,
it's got darker. It's got darker, so I don't know if maybe he's emptying the fuel out of his car.
Be interesting to see.
Or is he going to time this so he thinks he can get up to the back of P's?
No, I think he was just letting for everyone go through. I was right about that. So we are now into everyone doing their final laps. Abbas is coming into the pits. Total Peace has invalidated his final run. No, he hasn't. He's just come out the pits. Or has he invalidated?
No, he invalidated.
No, he invalidated. He got that corner horribly wrong.
So he's not going to be going on pole.
Droftas is up on his time at sector 2.
It's starting to rain. It is starting to rain.
Well, if that's the case, then Abbasus has got pole.
Chapelele's down on his time by a 10th.
Surely that means that Abbasus has got pole.
Abbasus could be pole. But Droftas is 2 tenths up on his time, so Chapelele's not getting pole. See, I said that because I didn't want Chapelele to get pole.
Well,
because
it
I thought it'd be a bit
shows
more interesting.
The curse continues.
The curse is insane, honestly. But
Paulie
Droftas,
Orange
here we go.
Coming across the line to set his first time, 1:85. That puts him
This is going to be a good time from Droftas. This is going to be a very good time from Droftas.
It's not good enough for pole. 13 milliseconds. Alan is now going to cross the line. What's he going to do? It's only a 1:09.7. That's good enough for 8.
Tango's coming round. We don't know what he's been doing, so... But if I'm being honest, I can't see it challenging. He's already at the minute mark.
Abbasus on his debut. We weren't sure if he was quick enough for Div 2, let alone Div 1, based off what Hilke was saying. Oh, and look at the rain coming down now as Tango's going to set his time. It's a 1:08.9. It's 7th place, and that means
incredible by
Abbasus has got pole. Droftas second. Total Piece third, Chapelele in 4th. We weren't expecting that. If he wasn't going to get pole, we were
Can I just point out, if we reverse my predictions, I'm spot on.
I'm not allowing that at all. I'm not allowing that at all. No chance. As you see Paulie Orange come home in 5th. So that concludes Q3 then. And yeah, some real drama with the rain at the end.
Do you reckon Abbasus can maybe hold off the likes of Droftas? Because we both
have no
know.
idea about his race pace, though.
No, but we both know Droftas drives the rocket ship.
We do, but Chapelele does as well. And Total Peace don't rule them out. But either way, that makes it a lot more interesting for the battle for the win.
Yeah,
in the
but
race,
the thing is I think Droftas makes other people's rocket ships not look as much, especially when we're at Japan. That guy was passing a new person on every straight.
At the end of Q3, Abbasus on pole, Droftas second, Total Peace third, Chapelele 4th, Paulie Orange 5th, FTH 6th, Tango 7th, Phil Wings 8th, Alan 9th, Gurman 10th. I've just done that in time.
The gap between first and third is 39 milliseconds.
Quite incredible times. And as we go for the formation lap, I'm going to do my tradition, just before the formation lap, going to the toilet, so I'll leave you with Velocity to abuse your ears.
So, basically, it's spitting. It's bath time in Canada. We're going to be possibly seeing quite a few safety cars today. I do think that we'll be seeing a couple of incidents, maybe a bit of late braking going into turn 1. Maybe some people are out braking themselves and it not going too well. But I'm wondering if we'll see a bit of a Glock going on today, and someone being on the wrong tyres, or maybe even the right ones in some cases. But we'll be seeing. But I do think did get told that it will be drying up towards the end of the race, so maybe that switchover point will come into play and could decide the race. If I'm being honest, I will take you through the grid when these guys do ready up. Obviously, we don't want to see too many people claimed by the Wall of Champions. I do want to see everyone finish this race. Wouldn't mind seeing Japan 2.0 and NoahsArk.com, but here we go for the formation lap, and incredibly, the Haas of Abyssus is on pole position, followed then by Droftas, the man who loves the rain. I think he always says he loses a couple places off the start, but he's incredible in the rain. He's got the pace. I think this could be his race to really extend that gap in the championship and just start running, grab the baton and run. But then we've got Pease, the man on the return. He was chasing Droftas, and I think he might want to put something out there and say Droftas hasn't got this in the bag yet. Dan Murphy has left the session. Then we've got Chapelele, possibly the quickest man on the grid at the moment. He's absolutely flying. Paulie Orange is next. It's nice to see a Ferrari up there. FTH, another reserve, his debut in the league. He is in 6th, Tango in 7th, Phil in 8th, Alahan in 9th. Gurman is rounding off the top 10. He's done fairly average this season. Been quite a competent number 2 driver, I think, to Nosey, who is down in 15th at the moment. Then we've got Energetics. Maybe, I would say pole of the 1.5, and he just spins on this formation lap, so
that's I mean, maybe that's a
maybe it's a tactic, but
maybe that's a show as well of how difficult the conditions are. This is real proper wet.
Then we've
running.
got
Torrential.
Liam, then we have Andreas, who's had an absolute a shocking time
his
of
form
recent.
Has really dropped, hasn't it, since he was championship leader.
And then we've got FIFA Beefy, the Div 2 leading world champion at the moment. He is going to be looking to put out a statement of intent and show everyone, I'm here next season, don't count me out. Then we've got Nosey, the man, the magician, I would like to call him, who seems to just magic himself up that grid. Then we've got Becca. She had a really good showing in her first race in VIL. I know she doesn't particularly enjoy finishing races, but hopefully she can today. Then we've got Fatality in 17th. Dan, for some reason, penalising himself in 18th, and Blaze in 19th, rounding off the grid. So I think we're in for a good one today.
We are, and the red lights are about to go off. As we're going to see everyone briefly go, and I pray to God that the leaderboard doesn't go crazy, but usually it does, so we're able to rely on that. But Abyssus is in pole for this wet race. Arsenal have scored a third 1 minute into the second half.
Alright, we don't care about that at the moment. Are we stuck?
Well, someone's waving the flag like mad, so I really hope we're not stuck.
So as the tyres cool down,
looks like we're stuck. Unfortunately.
Do we know if any of these guys are streaming, so we could have a little bit of a POV? As we've just been told the predicted strategy. The problem we have here now is that I think it was changeable conditions. So someone's going to have to remember. No,
I think it was only dry at the end, so, like very end. So I think it's just going to be wet, torrential.
We love a good little bit of Codemaster glitches, don't we?
Yeah, we're just waiting. I'm presuming that Energetics.
I'm assuming it's one person who's lagged.
Usually is, yeah.
So if they wouldn't mind leaving, then they can rejoin and we'll be underway. Usually that fixes it. I'm not sure who the loader is, but
yeah,
actually, to be honest, I think I know what the issue is. I think Dan Murphy leaving on the formation lap and rejoining may be the issue. Does usually cause a bit of a bug.
Pepe scored. That's a miracle.
But we will be having a bit of a fun time. So have you got anything to talk about? You know, any personal matters you would like to address?
Not really, apart from... Oh, we have got a restart, and it is going to be a wet race. There's the confirmation. Yeah, that Arsenal literally kicked off and then scored the third. That's all I really have to say.
So we've got a restart going.
Winning the Europa League isn't for everyone, you know, that's all I'd say.
There we go. Phil has left. He's the third one leaving.
Like
Maz
ignore
has
that.
left.
Yeah,
He's the second one
out.
leaving. He's a shocking driver, honestly.
Yeah.
It's disgusting
the
to
crash
see.
out whilst commentating. It's quite impressive, actually. Yeah, this
no
is
one else has left yet.
Chapelele's
gone. Maybe I think it's time for you to read us a couple facts, obviously, about Canada.
Well, I can give you some without having to look. That obviously.
Go on then.
Which is obviously that the first, the race with the most. The person to Jenson Button won the Canadian Grand Prix with the most pit stops in a race, when going on to win. Obviously, on the last lap against Sebastian Vettel, he pitted. He went through the pits 5 times, 3 times for stops, 1 time for a wing change, 1 time for a drive-through penalty. Or was it 2 drive-through penalties? Can't exactly remember. Obviously, Canada as well has had some great drivers in Jacques Villeneuve, of course, and the Wall of Champions has come many great drivers such as Ayrton Senna, Alain Prost, Michael Schumacher, Lewis Hamilton, Vettel, many others. As we wait for another invite, and there's a few off the top of my head.
I think it was Brendan Hartley as well, who got taken out in almost like a horror crash between him and Lance Stroll back in 2017, I think it was, when on lap 1, when Stroll squeezed into the outside and shoved him into the wall.
And his Williams became like a spear into Brendan Hartley's tyre. It was really weird. It was a weird crash. Obviously, it was also in 2007 we saw a horror crash with Robert Kubica that brought out the red flag, and Robert Kubica was very lucky to walk away from that. And that was actually Lewis Hamilton's first of his 92 wins.
And was in Canada
in 2007.
Was it 2013 as well, where Perez got taken out by Massa?
Yes.
In Canada as well.
And just narrowly avoided Vettel. That battle.
We do love a bit of drama in Canada. It's always got that little bit of zest to it, doesn't it? Obviously, they're very apologetic and nice people in real life, but when they get to the track, God, it's all for one and one for all, isn't it?
Indeed, it is. We're still waiting. Probably take a few minutes, just to say we'll try and do our best to
entertain. Maybe we could play a bit of pat a cake. I don't know.
Oh, well, interesting. Here's a fact for you. People infected with coronavirus may experience a new symptom where their toes become red and swollen and eventually turn purple, says scientists.
Brilliant.
And that is Sky News. And it's really racing related, so I hope you enjoy that.
Okay, so if you guys do stub your toe while getting into the car, watch out, you might get COVID.
Yeah. There's the invite.
Yeah, no, it's very much a good fact. Obviously, we are concerned about everyone's health and well-being. And we would just like to wish everyone a good Halloween as well, because I do. You know what? I think
I came across so aggressive.
Saturday.
No.
You know what? I hope you'll get scared. No, it's Halloween tomorrow, isn't it?
No, it's
spooky.
It's Halloween.
Spooky
Saturday,
day.
Isn't it?
It's the 30th today.
No, it's the 29th.
No, it's the 29th today, guys.
Yeah, I just looked at my calendar. It's the 29th today.
So, you know what?
It's Saturday. You got it wrong.
I'd like a bit of scaring in Div 2.
Take responsibility.
Div 2, we can have a bit of scaring.
Well, I'll scare you by driving into the wall.
Well, I feel like you do that every week anyway.
Yeah, but it'll be Halloween themed, so my crash will have a lot of blood.
Oh.
So, yeah.
If everyone could put pumpkins on their head like they... Do you reckon they'll bring out Halloween helmets this year, or...?
Probably. I can see them doing that, actually, yeah. Definitely can see them doing that. Everyone congratulating Abbasus on the Discord. saying that.
To be honest, it's a big feat actually to come into this league and smash pole, especially when people have been slandering your name and saying you're a Div 2 pace driver. Especially with that sort of pace, I think it's a bit rude, and you should apologise to him, Robbie.
Why was I rude? Sorry, I don't understand.
You told, you said he was a Div 2 pace driver.
Because of what I was told by Energetics.
No, but you said it, Robbie. It's the same. You said it. You said it.
I trusted my friend Energetics to give me accurate information.
Well, there's your first problem.
Yeah, true.
But hopefully it all goes well. Obviously, we will be seeing some new faces in Div 1 next season.
Mourinho's done an Instagram picture, and it's just him looking really sad on a bus saying, "Bad performances deserve bad results. Hope everyone on this bus is upset as I am. Tomorrow, 11 AM training."
You love Mourinho on Instagram, I do.
He looks so
grumpy.
Love his That's going to become such a meme. You can just see, like, that is so memeable. And I look forward to it. I look forward to Twitter later seeing loads of memes about that. Looks like we've got 16 of the 19 drivers back in. So, a few people slacking.
Who are we missing? Let's call them out. So, we are missing... Wait, are we missing a Haas? We are missing a Haas, but it's not the Haas that is being performing. Obviously, we've got... Who is the other mechanic? We've got Pease isn't here.
Oh, well, there's a surprise.
We've got... Sorry, I've completely blanked on who was in what cars. Who was in the other Alpha Tauri? We don't have... Energetics hasn't even picked a car.
Well, that's good. Oh, no, but but to be fair, you can't... as the host, when you're doing custom grid, you can't pick a car until you've done the custom grid.
Aohan's just got in as well.
Yeah, so
we're on 20. So who is the slacker? What car are they in? Is it Haas or the Racing Point? Let's have a look. Who's in here and hasn't picked a car? We only had one Haas, didn't we?
We've only got one Haas. We've only got one Haas.
So make it count.
Willock with the goal and assist against Dundalk. He is the GOAT.
Oh.
Can you not cry, please?
I've actually got 2 Welsh people in this race now.
Well, we always had Droftus and Becker.
Yeah, but you know, it used to be Droftus repping Wales on his own, and
well, yeah, but technically he still is. It's just because Becker's a reserve.
We've only got one Swede.
Yeah, disappointing. Where's Peter Pie?
I do believe that
everyone's running up. So are we gonna miss some? We're going without 18 drivers. Who are we missing?
Blaze, and so I think he's died.
Yeah, so Blaze, he didn't put in a lap in qualifying, and he's not turning up for this. So great job from him. He really stormed the field. But yeah, we are now going to finally get
I do expect to see everyone putting on the same setups as you qualified on. And
well, apparently there is a way to make it custom weather, so it's 50% dry and 50% wet
there is,
on this
but
year, which I didn't know that, which is obviously a new feature.
That might be what he's done.
Yeah, I think that is what he's done.
He is a smart little bus man. He's our smart little bus man. And to be fair, we'll see. We'll see if it goes all right. He's a veteran to hosting lobbies, so you know he knows what he's doing.
Yep.
He used to host back in the day in AOR.
We've got 14 people watching now, so maybe the fact that it's been delayed.
You know, it's just our popularness.
Anyone want to say anything in chat? Whilst Toby just continues to
our populousness.
with his
Popularness.
muffling.
Is it pop? It would be popularity, wouldn't it? It'd be popularity.
No, but what are you trying to say?
I don't know.
No, just explain. Just say, like, what's the context? What are you...
So we're really popular.
Oh, right, yes. So we're really...
But, you know,
what's the what are you...
English isn't my first language.
Don't think anything is. So, yeah, we are expecting 50% wet, 50% dry. So, it should be interesting to see when that crossover point is. Exactly, and how quickly that comes.
Probably the middle part of the race, Robbie.
Yeah, no, but as in how quickly that comes, whether that's immediately it suddenly stops raining, or if it eases off, you know. So smart comments like that really show your maturity level, young man. That's all I'm going to say on the matter.
Well,
Cameron would never be that immature.
Are we sure? Do you want to take us through the grid this time? I did it last time. Maybe it's...
Yes, I will. But you did it so wonderfully that I'm just going to do the names rather than the...
Can we have the names and numbers of the car, please?
No. But I will check the helmets, actually. But Avisus on pole, you can see he's got a bit of yellow, a bit of black, yellow and black.
No, it's green.
Is that the Senna helmet? I think it might be the Senna helmet.
Are you talking about Avisus?
Yeah, Avisus.
No, that's black and green.
Oh, I'm colourblind, so I'm probably not the best for this. Droptas in second in the Alpha Tauri, Total P's in third in the McLaren. But actually, Alan has just thought, you know what? Wait, no, Droftas is... Ignore me. No, shut up. Chapelele in fourth, Paulie Orange in fifth, FTH in sixth, Tango sponsorship in seventh, Phil Razor in eighth, Alan 9th, German 10th, and then out of the points we have Energetics, Lemire,
it would be so funny if he spun again.
FIFA Beefy,
the exact same.
Nolsey,
Tango's gone.
Rempo,
Tango has errored out.
Hopefully he can join back before we'll be able to before the start of the race, but at least within the first lap.
He might be out, if I'm being honest.
Hilker's
managed to spin because his car just disappeared.
No.
No, it's here.
No, should be okay. Rempo 16th, Fatality 17th, and Dan Murphy 18th. Did you say Energetics spun again? I didn't see any.
Yep, he did on the straight. He hit the wall.
Well, there's the predicted pit stop strategy: wet to wet, or wet to wet, wet.
Which isn't going to be the pit stop strategy we get. That's not going to be
the strategy at all because it's going to be dry. So.
You'd like to read me out Tango's? Oh, he's back. Okay. I really hope it doesn't glitch it.
Oh, imagine if that happens again, because didn't that happen with Dan?
Mm-hmm.
Well, everyone's lined up, so we should be ready to go. We should be ready to go.
There we go.
We're ready to go. Okay, there we go. Five red lights. And away we go, Abyssus. Everyone gets away rather gingerly. Abyssus gets away well. Pease gets away really well. What is that view?
I've lost all the cars.
Total Pease has just thought, screw the track, and got a 10-second time penalty. What on earth was he thinking? Dan Murphy's left the session. Abyssus now retakes the lead.
To be honest, I do think that could be a time...
car is lagging everywhere.
Tango has just done a 4-second lap as well.
Yeah, I think we're having some internet issues because Droftas is in... Oh, I think... No, that's... Yeah, Droftas is ghosting a lot of the time, and also the leaderboard is screwing up. It's starting to fix itself. So there we go. Abyssus leads from Droftas, who's in front of Pease, but look how close it is between the top three.
Chapelele's lost positions.
He has. He's down to 7th. Energetics up to 10th. Phil Razor up to 4th. So if Phil Gang are there, they'll be delighted with that.
FTH has lost 11 positions.
Oh dear, that's not good at all.
He's down in 17th.
Abyssus looks like he's really struggling for pace, holding up these guys.
If I'm being honest, I do think Pease's penalty, 10-second penalty, will be removed because he did actually give the positions back.
Yeah, I think that's why. Well, look at I'm riding on board currently with Droftas. And the view behind Abbasus is appalling, the visibility. Abbasus had a bit of a...
Did Phil just hit the wall? Can we check if Phil's got damage?
Phil has...
Damage.
Got damage,
Phil has damage.
Phil has got damage on the right end plate, and behind him his teammate Paulie Orange will be looking to put on the pressure, and look how wide Phil's gone because of that damage, and that's really not good at all. I think we're going to see
that's
quite
really
going to
be help. That's really going to help the top 3 run and maybe create a gap from Chapelele.
Andreas and Tango's got past them both.
I think Andreas.
So that's interesting.
Tango's actually still down 3 net positions to what he started on though.
Well, FTH is plumb last. He's down 12 positions currently. And
where are our Div 2 drivers?
3,
13th and 16th. They're not doing too bad, are they?
Still separated by under a second. And Droftas is getting really close to Abbasus. He's the quickest man on track at the moment in that middle sector. And he's getting so close. Abbasus with a slide there.
I think he's dealing with this pressure from possibly the 3rd and 2nd quickest drivers.
Droftas is going to go for it though. Total P's also looking for going for it. And Total P's is not going to have the go. But Droftas has got through. So Droftas now leads from Abbasus.
Hits the wall. Is that going to? That's going to give Pease the run though.
Yeah.
Pease is
going down the inside.
Damage? Has Abbasus got that?
I think he might have.
He's got away with it.
He hit the wall anyway. There's a yellow flag.
And that's going to be the Williams.
Liam, yeah, is going very slowly. What damage does he have? It's end plate damage. I think he might have just hit the Wall of Champions. Total Peace has got past Abbasus, as we saw into turn 1.
And Chapelele's on the back of Phil as well.
Yeah, Phil's got that damage. Chapelele is surely going to be able to make the move soon. Droftas is actually starting to pull away from Total P's a bit.
And Abbasus is dropping off big time. I think he might have issues.
I think it might be slight damage. Pease gets a 3-second time penalty.
Which will be staying.
So, Droftas, yes, dropping back a bit as my delta goes. And is Chapelele really going to go for it there? That's ambitious. Yes. But Phil is not going to be able to fight it very well.
And he's got the traction as well.
Yeah. Good move. Yellow flag.
And that's KTH, FTH, whatever letters are in his name is off the
Meanwhile,
track.
Droftas is starting to extend his lead. He is a master in the wet, of course.
Phil get a 3-second time penalty.
So yeah, surely this is Droftas to lose now, because in the wet we know how good he is.
I think the thing is, it's not, because maybe at the halfway point when it gets dry, we'll know if Chapelele is running a dry setup or if Pease is running a dry setup. Maybe Abbasus is running a dry setup. So these guys could come back at him so quickly.
Retired in the pits. Unfortunate for him.
He's had a very unfortunate couple of races, if I'm being honest.
Paulie Orange right behind his teammate and Phil Razor, and Chapelele right behind Abbasus.
And Abbasus has had a really big issue, and Chapelele's going to cruise past here. And here we go.
I'm not sure anything's cruising past in the rain, though. And he's still fighting for it, but he's...
Chapelele's done.
Shap, is that the new word for it? Paulie Orange is through
big
on Phil. Gurman is looking for a move on Phil as well. So Phil, I think, let his teammate pass there. And it looks like it's just going to be too far back as Fatality gets a penalty for Gurman to make a move on Phil through there. So, might have a chance on the straight.
I'm curious of what's happened to Andreas, because, say, the first part of this season was flying. Now he's down in 11th and struggling to keep up with Hilke.
Well, Gurman's now making the move on Phil Razor. 2 into 1 in that corner doesn't really work, and Gurman backs out of it and gets a 3-second time penalty. But he's going to get the better traction. He's going to get the move done.
He's flown, hasn't he?
Phil is really falling back.
Phil has cut
damage.
that nose off Tango and decided you're not making. He's had the contact though.
There.
A bit
and look
at
Tango. Tango's looking to come through. Tango, that's an incredible bit of initiative. He's got past Phil. He didn't quite get past Gurman. He's not going to get
Gurman, but Gurman's just done a Vettel.
Yeah.
Gurman has just done a Vettel.
And I tell you what, Phil is looking to get back past Tango. Can't get there. The
visibility here is shot. And
oh, Phil's in the wall.
Lost his wing.
Phil's in the wall. That's his wing gone.
Now Phil's going to be hoping for some sort of safety car.
Nosey backs off there. Oh, it's a safety car. We got a full safety car for that. That might be as well to do with the conditions as well. I'm just going to pretend that that's the reason because, I mean,
yeah, because Codemasters care a lot about that.
Yeah, they do. Okay. Don't ruin my immersion. So as the safety car happens, Droftas leads from Total Peace, from Chapelele. Abbasis dropped down to 4th after a really good effort in qualifying. Paulie Orange in 5th, German 6th, Tango 7th, Elan 8th, Energetics 9th, Andreas 10th, Beefy 11th, Phil Razor down in 12th. He's got wing damage and he's letting people through, which is quite interesting under the safety car.
Problem with that is that people could be getting penalties for that.
No, but I think he's going slow enough that it's not mattering.
Well, he's going to be coming into the pits anyway, so.
Yeah.
But
yeah, anything, the safety car caused by himself has sort of saved him. Andreas is in the pits.
Nosey has just picked up a 5-second passing Phil, but that's another thing that will be taken off at the end of the race.
Andreas had damage, if you were wondering. Andreas has just had his front wing replaced. FTH has also had his front wing replaced. Phil obviously had his front wing replaced. And Fatality also had his front wing replaced. So we have 4 drivers with their front wing replacers.
This is brilliant for Chapelele. He's had a bit of an issue with the start of the race. He's got himself back up to 3rd. Safety car comes out, and he's back in a 2nd of 1st.
No, I thought he was going to say he's back in 2nd of, like, he's in the position. I was like, what's he on about? But yeah, so, as I say, as it stands, Droftas leads and 4 people pitting with wing damage.
Well, currently our top Div 2 driver is in P10, repping the flag. Obviously,
Rembo in P12 as well.
Arguably, possibly, maybe even quicker than FIFA Beefy on some tracks. I know she's rapid around certain tracks.
Zandvoort,
really,
definitely.
Yeah, Spain as well, which is very unfortunate around there. But yeah, no, it's very much a interesting one for these two, because maybe FIFA Beefy's a lot better at getting these big points, but when you're in the middle of the pack and can't get past P9, P10 and you're battling, how are they both going to fare?
This will be interesting to see.
Because it is a very, very, very different environment to Div 2, I would say.
Definitely. But if he can get points in this race, it will be a big confidence boost ahead of his inevitable promotion and what looks like a championship win at this rate.
Well, we have got another 2 drivers who will be following him up, and that would lead 3 drivers from Division 1 to be heading down to say hello to some of the Div 2 drivers. I'm not sure if they'll be too happy about it, because Div 1 doesn't rapid, but, you know, it's always a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And that's the system we've gone for and we think is the best, certainly entertainment-wise.
I think it's the best to get all the best drivers in one division, especially on the same.
Paulie Orange has collided with Chapelele. What's happened to Chapelele? He's down in 9th.
Hey?
He's just, I think he spun and hit someone. He's got
no damage.
Safety car in this lap. And I have no idea what's happened to Chapelele.
We've missed that on another level.
Well, we just weren't expecting anything dramatic to happen under the safety car. And Droftas is going to start to back up the pack.
He's got a bit of a mission now, doesn't he? Because I'll tell you what, Energetics isn't an easy man to pass.
No, he isn't. He's clean, but he races hard and fair. Droftas, with a really good safety car restart, already pulling out 5/10 on Total Peace, but he does get a 3-second. He just get a 3-second time penalty though. Abbasis up to 3rd. Paulie Orange is in the pits. As we see everyone come through, so Abbasis is released back into 3rd, so he'll be happy about whatever happens to Chapelele. Droftas continues to lead. Tango closing up on German at the moment. Energetics moving up to 7th, and he's closing in on Elan. Oh, and that engine sounds absolutely horrible. I'm really sorry for you having to hear that.
I think they are spinning these wheels a lot.
They do, and Tango's
Paulie
getting
Orange
really close.
Puts on the intermediates.
Interesting. He's gambling, and he's got nothing to lose as Phil Razor gets a time penalty. Energetics getting really close to Alan. Tango getting close to Gurman. They are the closest battles in the top 10 at the moment.
I'm just going to put it out there, it's not intermediate conditions. He's lost half a second in a couple of corners.
Well, quite a savage but honest review of that decision. Chapelele's got past Energetics, down the inside. And he's got that move done unless Energetics can get better traction.
And Phil has just lost a position. They're battling at the back there. And FTH has got past Phil. But Phil tried to do a switch, but it's not worked. And Phil is down.
Rembo battling with Fatality as well. Fatality looking for a move.
And
Fatality's going to go for the move.
Well, you say it. What are you on about?
Good defending from Rembo. Sorry, Andreas.
You're completely stupid.
No, I got the wrong one, sorry.
It wasn't defending by Rembo, it was
attacking, yeah, and good defending by Andreas. Tango getting right up behind Gurman.
Droftas is flying. Droftas is absolutely flying.
Yeah, he is. He's pulled out. He's now got a second gap on Total P's.
There's a train here.
There is.
Abscess has kind of caused. Abscess and Gurman kind of contributing to a little bit of a train. We do like a train, though, don't we?
We do. Yeah.
Train's always a little bit fun.
And Abscess does deserve to be there because in dry conditions he qualified pole. So he's definitely deserves to be up there.
We've got two yellow flags.
I think that's for Paulie Orange. No, it's from the other Ferrari.
Phil.
It's Phil. Yeah, it's Phil. Tango, Chapelele and Alan are battling. Tango also going for a move. We're going to be on board with Chapelele going for the move on Alan. They're side by side. You can also see in front Tango and Gurman.
And is that Alan
Chapelele's
done?
through.
Yeah.
Oh, bit of a slide there from Gurman out of the corner. Beefy with a 3-second time penalty. Tango, is he going to go for the move on Gurman? Must be getting so frustrated behind
Do you
that
think, right, I've got a question for you. Do you think Gurman's being held up by Abscess, or do you reckon they're matching pace? Because I wonder if Abscess is holding...
And Tango is the quickest out of those two at the moment in terms of pace, because we got it. Phil Razor's retired in the pits. Yeah, he's had a bit of a disaster. Shame for him.
Do you know what? Ferrari's a cursed seat.
It is.
I'm saying it now. Ferrari has been a curse.
It always is. Tango's still going for a move, but I tell you what, Gurman's closed up significantly on Abscess. And but not enough. And he had a bit of...
Peas and Droftas matching each other, but just pulling and pulling and pulling on these guys.
Yeah. Abscess with a bit of disconnect there and lag, and might have scared Gurman a bit. Oh, and certainly scared his rear, because now Tango is alongside him after that. He loses the rear, but then he's gone on the grass! Oh, he did well to save it. But
that's going to be one for the stewards later on, I think.
Yeah, he'll be frustrated. Luckily, I don't think he's got any damage, and he managed to save it out of the wall, but... that could have been bad.
And Beefy and Energetic's going side by side, and Beefy's made the overtake going into the second corner. They're going side by side across the start-finish line. And Energetic's going to have the inside line, but backs out, and Beefy has moved himself up into P6.
Chapelele is into the pits. Why is he into the pits? Are we going to see... It doesn't look like he's got any damage. He's coming out, actually, so I couldn't tell you. But Chapelele is coming out in 14th place.
I think he may have had damage.
Yeah, I think he did. And also, Tango did have damage, by the way. I was wrong, because he came straight into the pits after that incident. So, frustration for him, and I think, as you say, we'll definitely see a
frustration for Chapelele. He's had a nightmare.
And that's what these conditions can throw up, and Droftas continues to... Well, he's just... Well, Droftas and Peas, as you say, are sort of matching each other for pace, but Droftas has pulled out a 10th in this last lap. V for Beefy, Energetics is sort of closing up to him. This is the closest battle on track at the moment between the two.
I think you've got to give it to Beefy, though. He's absolutely...
Energetics nearly goes into the back of him. He nearly gave it to Beefy in a different way.
Well, you know, the admin team all think the same, but, you know, don't always act the same. But, yeah, no. He's smashing it.
He is. This is a really good performance so far from Beefy, but a long way to go. Energetics braking a lot later than Beefy.
I do know he did tell Energetics, actually, that he would be finishing last every race.
Yeah,
and if it is anything but finishing last every race.
And if he does complete the season in Div 2, it's obviously going to give him even more preparation for Div 1 and practice, and it will only get better as bit of massive wheel spin from Energetics out of that corner. Gurman is now starting to really close on Abyssus for the final podium position at the moment. Although he's...
We've got Aohan just sort of chilling there.
Yeah,
at the
he's
moment.
in a decent position. Obviously, the gaps... Gurman would have lost a lot of time. He has. Alan's looking for a move there. Gurman keeps getting close to Abyssus, and then he has a moment where he loses the rear, and then he nearly loses a position. And that seems to be the story of his race so far.
Pease has actually gained 2 temps this lap on Droftas.
Yeah.
And Chapelele is past Fatality and is onto the back of Rentbo. Now, this is going to be a scary one for Becker, because to have, I would argue, the quickest driver in the division behind you...
Well, look at that time coming down.
Isn't exactly the most comfortable thing for you. But here he comes. Is she going to battle? Paulie Orange. Yeah.
He's round. He's got a lot of damage.
Right, here we go. Who's gonna? Becker is fighting this.
Fair play. She has every right to fight it. She's going in the pits. Or is she overshot?
Okay. No, she's gone into the pits.
But has she gone into the pits because she overshot, or
what? Maybe to like save face.
Maybe, I don't know. But to be fair, I'm not sure what the tyre wear is like on the wets.
There's no damage, so it is a pit stop for tyres.
Tyre wear because we're not 100% sure.
Be interesting to ask that at some point after the race, what the tyre wear was like.
Energetics having a little squirm there.
But I do think, unless something goes horribly wrong for one of these two, we are going to be speaking to these two after the race in Droftas and Peas.
Indeed. But, of course, there is going to be a dry period of this race. At the halfway stage, Dan Murphy gets past Energetics. Paulie Orange with the 5-second penalty. I think he's coming.
No one's holding back though, are they?
No.
On their moves. No one's going for the safe bet on the straights. And Dan is going to be closes. So this is championship leader versus ex-champion of season 1. It's going to be interesting.
Well, championship leader of Division 2 we should have. But yes, the.
Well, I feel like we've mentioned that enough for people to know now.
Well,
and
you know what? We could
Nosey has
joining.
gone past Energetics. Tango's left. The session probably
Someone's
another
in the pits.
error,
It's
maybe.
Gurman. Gurman's come in for it. Yeah, I think the tyres are starting to go now because Gurman's come in for a change. We've also got Energetics in.
What?
Energetics is coming in. Yeah, he hasn't been held. Energetics is coming in. We've got FTH is retired in the pits. Gurman. So we're starting to see the first
for
pit
the conditions. This has been incredibly clean.
It has.
We've only had retirements in the pits.
Indeed, and a few spins and wing damage, but that's obviously to be expected in these conditions, even with the best drivers. And yeah, obviously we're getting to that stage now where the wet tyres are wearing enough that people need to pit, because obviously previously we've only seen people pit for damage. Now we're starting to see people pitting for tyres. Closest battle on track at the moment for the podium between Airlan and Abyssus. Abyssus has been under so much pressure, and although he may have lost the lead, he's done well so far.
He's
in that
coped with it, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And Pease is into the pits. He's going to try the undercut.
Yeah, it does seem to be that pit window. Let's see. I wonder what tyre he's going to go on to. I think he might go for the hards.
I'm thinking mediums. Oh, he's put on the wets.
God, what an idiot. We've got Dan Murphy getting past FIFA Beefy just before the Wall of Champions.
No, but FIFA Beefy's going to come back at him.
Indeed he is, because although Dan got the move done before that, he didn't have the traction, and Dan
had the straight line speed though.
Yeah, and
total pieces out into a P4. Now, does he get held up here by Abyssus and Ailhan?
Well, currently Ailhan is being held up by Abyssus. So it'll be interesting. Yeah, Pease this might block the undercut. Meanwhile, Droftas will, I presume, be putting his foot
He's
to the floor.
already on the back of him, and I think he's being held up.
Yeah.
And this will be annoying for him, if I'm being honest.
Because the undercut at the moment is the only way for him to get ahead of Droftas.
I will be actually looking to see if there's going to be a move going into this chicane. I can tell you.
We'll also
keep
an eye on Droftas, whether he pits this lap. Droftas pits. So Pease has got to give it everything out of here. Got to really risking it on that throttle there. As he has to.
I'm going to sit on board with Droftas to see where this guy will come out. See,
he's got
two corners
on. With Total Pease. He's being held up so much by Elan.
Droftas has exited his pit box now. He's halfway out.
I think he might just get ahead of Total Pease because of him being held up. We're about to see Droftas coming out. There's Total Pease.
And he's got Abscess. That's big. That's massive there.
That's huge. Droftas pits and comes out in first. That is the pace of the championship leader.
Well, it's just... Pease will be kicking himself now, I think.
Nothing he could really do there. He was so held up. He's gone for a frustrated dive bomb on Elan. That's risky, and I think that's out of frustration more than anything. He's going to try and hold it around the outside. That's very brave. But you know what? He's pulled it off. So fair play to him. And well done to Elan for being respectful, because I imagine Elan would have been frustrated as well all that time held behind.
That's 2.5 seconds now. He's lost to Droftas already.
Yeah, that's going to increase as well. And one thing we know from Abyssus is clearly he just has enough to keep in front of a lot of the drivers that have tried to overtake him thus far.
So Chapelele going down the inside of FIFA Beefy. Is he going to make this work? FIFA Beefy getting a run. He's actually got the better traction than Chap there, and it doesn't look...
Gurman getting past Fatality. Pease on Abyssus, and that's as easy as you like through there. Abyssus is pitting.
Chapelele on Beefy, and he's made that look easy as well. And there you go.
Elan into the pits, Abyssus into the pits. Dan Murphy's up to third from 18th.
He's still got a pit though.
He has, but even so, it's currently McLaren 2-3. As I said, Abyssus and Elan.
So there is currently
Chapelele back at
5 seconds in between him, Chapelele and second. Whether he'll grab that in the next couple of, in the next part of this race is anyone's guess. But you've got to be thinking, if you're Pease, you're going to be thinking about that gap, aren't you?
Yeah, you definitely are. And
because I do, if I'm right, Pease has a truckload of penalties.
He does. He has at least 13 seconds. Although I think the 10-second one will get removed.
But that's But the thing is, I've seen at least 3 seconds.
I've only seen.
He has minimum of 9, I think.
I think it's 16 seconds in total, or 6 seconds. Droftas has 1 penalty so far with 3 seconds, I think. Knowlesy looking for a move on FIFA Beefy. Of course, Knowlesy will not be happy with the fact that Droftas is leading yet again. Although I don't think. Oh, Beefy's into the pits. Really good first stint, I must say, from Beefy. Worth a mention.
Where is he? So, question is, where is he going to come out in terms of him versus Rembo? Now, Rembo's sort of in a little world of her own. I think he's going to come out. Beefy's getting his front wing changed.
Oh, wow. That whole time he was driving with front wing damage.
Yep.
That's very impressive.
And Rembo's in again.
She must have had damage. Chapelele,
and I'm just going to sit on board.
Chapelele is closing up to Dan Murphy here significantly. It was 9/10. Now it's look at how quickly that's going down.
Rembo's going on to the intermediate tyres and getting a wing change. So
remember the reason that Chapelele will be gaining so much. Remember,
there was contact there, I think.
Remember, Dan Murphy is on such old tyres. So it's worth remembering that Dan Murphy is on...
Am I the only one who's seen how much Chapelele is locking up those fronts into every corner?
Yeah, he is significantly, actually. If I put on the detail... Yeah, so Dan Murphy on 17 wet tyres. Same with Knowlesy. So those two have been out there the longest on those wet tyres. I wonder if we're going to see Dan Pitt now. We are not. What about Knowlesy? Is he going to go into the pits?
No, the thing is, Chapelele's got to get 6 seconds on Pease before he can even think about the win.
Andreas gets a 3-second time penalty. Yeah, Chapelele's got quite a bit of ground to make up, but if anyone can, he can with his pace.
Do you think, right, that these guys are going to the switchover period? Because at the moment we're over halfway through and it hasn't stopped or showed any sign of rain. The rain stopping.
I think certainly that's what Knowlesy and Dan Murphy are doing on those 18-lap-old wets. I think Droftas and Pease have thought it's not... I think it's going to be right at the end, you know. Well, certainly the last sort of... I'm going to say lap 25, maybe, that we might see it start to dry up.
The thing is, I think when you've gone for this a certain distance, you don't want to pit and sacrifice that 20 seconds to only be on a fresh set for 2 or 3 laps.
Exactly.
But then you're digging yourself into a bigger and bigger hole the longer you stay out.
Abbas is obviously he's come out in 10th now after that pit stop. And Alan is gaining on him. Obviously these two were battling for 3rd and 4th, now 10th and 11th after they pitted.
We have got at least 4
Pease
drivers
gets another
that need
3-second time penalty. I think he's got a truckload, yeah.
This man gonna get disqualified before he finishes.
Do you want to check the race director actually and just see? Dan Murphy's into the pits finally. Knowlesy's not going to join him. So Dan Murphy's pitted after 18 laps on those wet tyres, and he is going to go on to another set of wets. I'm not really sure what Rempo's strategy was going on the intermediates. It's definitely
okay. So Droftas has 6, Pease has 9, and Chapelele has 3.
Okay. So Dan Murphy's going to slot out behind Alan and just ahead of Energetics. Paulie Orange gets a 3-second time penalty.
I think, if I'm being honest, yeah, it seems to be a very difficult track to not get penalties.
It is. It's incredibly difficult, and I'll probably end up getting disqualified if I don't bin it in the wall on Saturday, probably. I
like the confidence.
Yeah, you know, I rate it as well. I rate my own confidence. That's how confident I am. Is Tango going to be close enough to make a move on the straight? Of course, overtaking really difficult in these conditions, especially because of visibility being so low. Even on the straight, I kind
of feel sorry for Tango because he's got pace. These errors, though, are just really messing with him. Like, he could have been in the top 4. Well, in all fairness,
he was also driven off the track, wasn't he? Onto the grass.
Well, I don't know. That could be a racing incident. I wouldn't throw blame around.
I'm not throwing blame. But Fatialis goes into the pits. I'm not throwing blame. What I'm saying is that even if it is a racing incident, that doesn't necessarily mean it's his fault.
Well, we've got Abbasus on the back of Tango, and he does seem to be gaining.
Yeah, he's pulled away from Alan. Meanwhile, Dan Murphy's gained on Alan. And this is a little train. German's
on the back of Andreas.
Looking to make a move on Andreas. And German is on... Andreas is on 15-lap wet tyres. German is on 7-lap wet tyres. 7-lap-old wet tyres. And it's going to show, is it? Down the inside, bit of contact. Andreas is sliding. So is German. German just gets the move done.
Leaving that the minimum amount of space you possibly could, really.
Bit of contact through there. I'm sure Andreas will be a bit annoyed about the nature of that move.
I think he enjoys the hard racing, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, it's so difficult.
If I know Andreas, he enjoys hard racing. Little bit contact here and there. It's nothing, really, is it?
Alan braking later there, right up behind Abbasus.
Has actually lost a lot of time to Tango.
He's lost a lot of the rear coming out of that hairpin as well. But I'm not sure Alan's going to be close enough. Abbasus just seems to have enough in his straight line speed.
We might be in wets for the whole race.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment it's showing no sign of it changing anyway.
I do have a feeling though Hilke has copied the MFD exactly to what it said, so this is...
Yeah, it could... Well, can you do that, though? I swear it's only 50-50.
Well, I don't think so. Well, I don't know. In practice sessions you can, but I don't know.
Well, we'll see anyway. Yeah, currently not many particularly close battles on
But
track.
if it was Chapelet picking up another time penalty, he's equal with Droftas now.
Knowlesy's now done 21 laps on those wet tyres. Incredible effort from him. That's a ridiculous amount of laps on those wets, and he's currently in P4, really extending that stint.
He's loving life. He's just
he
sort
must
of driving,
be crying
doing
out
his
though
thing.
that it suddenly becomes dry.
Yeah, he's.
I mean, I don't think it's
interesting.
Although the rain does.
And Becker's come into the pits again and decided enough is enough on the things and getting lapped there by Chapelet.
She hasn't got damage. She was on the intermediates, which obviously was not the right tyre. Elan has got past Abyssus. Was there a mistake there? I'm not sure, or did Elan just?
No, it's on the straights. It's defo on the straight.
It just seemed though that Abyssus had so much more straight line speed. That's the only reason I'd say. Was it because of a mistake? But either way, Elan is through. Dan Murphy is going for a move, and he's round.
It was a bit
ambitious, wasn't it?
Yeah. I didn't ever see him alongside because I was on the sort of TV camera.
He wasn't fully alongside. He had like, yeah. I think that will go down as a racing incident and a mistake from Dan in terms of it was a bit overly ambitious, the move. Certainly from what we saw from that camera angle. Of course, Dan may disagree, whatever. But yeah, frustrating for him. Although he has only lost one position, and fortunately for him,
what do you think is
going to
happen here with the Mercedes? Is Knowlesy going to let Gurman go?
If I know,
you would think he should.
Yeah, I think he. Well, I mean, I'm
because
not sure
he
if these guys
did do
have
it in
any
Singapore. Well,
yeah.
Gurman did it in Singapore, so I'm just wondering if Knowlesy returns a favour.
22-lap-old wets, whilst Gurman on 9. I think
there you go.
Yeah, he's
there you go. It's
yet.
happened.
Yeah, good teamwork from the both of them. And Gurman.
You know, for a team that don't communicate, their
Tango
communication is really
Dan
well.
Murphy is past Energetics. Also, Tango is super close to Andreas. Is he going to have a move into turn 1? He is. Oh, goodness.
Another audacious one, isn't it, though?
He did the right thing to back out there, because if he didn't, he would end up like Dan Murphy spinning.
Andreas
is squeezing Tango there.
He's giving him the very limit. The car's width, though.
Yeah. No, yeah, he is doing it fairly, but very limit, certainly. This is the closest battle on track. That's
what I'm saying about Andreas loving hard racing. He gives and takes, doesn't he?
Oh, and look how close he is to the back of Andreas there. Almost went into the back of him. He's had that much speed. I think he actually might have had to go off the throttle a bit because he's lost a bit of time.
He's going to be I think we're going to be looking at moving to the hairpin, if I'm being honest.
Meanwhile, the more he battles, the more Elan is gaining on Tango.
And Tango is going to be waiting for the straight.
Yeah. When on earth is Knowlesy going to pit, though? 20.
I don't think he ever will.
Is he just going to do the 0 stop? We got 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go. I'm not sure we're going to have any drive. Yeah. I'm not sure we're going to have any
is
drive,
side by side.
Gets through.
And he gets through. But I'll give it to Andreas. He didn't give up.
And he's still not giving up.
And Gurman's in the pits for a wing change.
So he must have had some damage.
And he's gone on to the Inters. So whether that seems to be after everyone's third pit stop, they get shoved onto the Inters, which is a bit dodgy.
They run out
but
of wet tyres? I don't know.
No,
Elan's,
because Becker's on fresh.
Elan's Energetics. There's a yellow flag there.
But it still looks wet, so maybe.
Do you think with 10 laps to go, we are actually going to see a dry spell, or do you think it's wet till the end? Yeah,
at least it'll be 3 laps.
Andreas has let Elan go. Is that because he's got damage? Elan, I think Andreas might have damage because he doesn't.
Yes, he has no front right end plate.
Yeah, so that's why Andreas is very respectful like that. Whenever he has damage, he always lets the car behind through, which I think is a very good thing to do.
I know we're not meant to have favourites, but he has got to be one of my favourite drivers.
Well, he's certainly one of the most sporting drivers out there, and one of the most fairest. So Elan through to P6. Andreas will be coming into the pits. Meanwhile, Knowlesy is finally coming into the pits after what seems a millennia. So I think he might have been holding out to hope that there was going to be.
Chapelele is technically within 1.5 seconds of Pease.
Indeed, he is.
And I say technically because he's got 3 seconds left penalties. Now these 3 have been in a world of their own. Chapelele's basically handicapped himself this whole weekend. Spinning under the safety car, which I'm glad he's actually managed to get the podium, because I'd love to ask him about it.
Well, it's not over yet. 9 laps to go. Knowlesy gets out ahead of German.
So he's actually finally pit.
Oh, German, big slide on those intermediates.
The intermediate, it's not the right tyre, is it?
No, it really isn't. I'm not sure why that was chosen, because it hasn't eased up at all by the look of it, and German really sliding there.
We've got Paulie Orange into the pit again, and he's putting on the inters as well.
Look at German's deltas. Oh, well, look at his deltas. He's just slid, and Andreas has got through. He's losing about 5
really
seconds per sector.
I think what I'm really curious about is why is so many people putting on these inters. This is the second time Paulie Orange has gone onto the intermediate.
This might be a game.
It didn't work for the first time.
Rembo in the pits again.
And we'll see if she puts on the inters as well. And she doesn't. She has. I think they're going to send Rembo a bill at the end of this race.
She's left the session. And
she's left. But it wasn't probably the most enjoyable race.
No,
she's going to be hoping for a dry Canada, I'd assume. Next on Saturday. I was about to say next week, but.
Well, unfortunately, German's retired in the pits because
he'll be frustrated by the intermediates.
Yeah. But interestingly, as we go down to 14 runners, and quite unfortunately, we only really have one battle on track, and that's between Knowlesy and Fatality. All the other gaps are at least 2 seconds now.
So. Apart from Knowlesy and Fatality, which Knowlesy's going to fly by him very soon in the next 1 or 2 laps, do you think anything interesting or maybe spectacular, maybe change stuff up, will happen in these next 7 laps?
I want to say yes, so that
Droftas picks up another 3 second there.
I want to say yes, so that if anyone's still watching, they'll keep watching. But I'm not going to lie, don't have that much faith at the moment.
Well, it's...
Tango's in the pits after 16 laps on that stint. So it looks like the wets start to go off about 17, 16, 17, 18 laps.
Though, the gap between top 3
Tango's
and
going
then...
on the inters. Oh dear, that's not... Surely that's going to be him out of points. Because if everyone who's gone on the inters has struggled so much that he's surely going to be out of the points. It's Fatality and...
I do feel bad for that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paulie Orange is dropping a 10th every second. But wait a minute. He's actually gaining. Maybe I don't think the Inters might be the right tyre now.
I don't think they are. No, he's not gaining significantly at all.
Oh, he's lost time.
Yeah, it's not. It might have just been one sector where Andreas had a poor sector.
I think it might be the crossover point, to be honest. Where
actually, looking at the rain, it has got a lot lighter.
And if I'm looking at the deltas...
gone on the inters. Chapelele's gone on the intermediates. So he thinks it's the crossover time. Maybe Jeff is starting to call them in for the intermediates. Will Tango get the undercut? Paulie Orange has retired in the pits.
I feel like I've got that spot on then.
Unfortunately,
maybe that's all. But yeah, no. Tango has technically then smashed it. Yeah, it is the crossover point. If you see in Tango's delta
as you say
now,
that, you curse him to a 3-second time.
But
big lock up from Chapelele. And yeah, the track is getting. Look how much drier the track is as well. You know what? We might even, if it continues at this rate, almost be soft conditions.
You see it. I feel like this is how you know it's Inter's time.
Yeah.
Look at the delta between Chapelele and Pease.
Yeah, it's closing significantly.
It's dropping. And Droftas is in the pits.
Pease
is in the pits. Is he going to break in time? Yes. Okay, so Chapelele's on it now.
So this could have given Chapelele the win.
It could have, but it depends. Where does Droftas... I think Droftas is going to come out in front.
Pease is serving his penalty.
No, he's not. He glitched.
What? Okay. No, he is still
But no,
there.
they're both going to get... No. He's out of the pits now.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Droftas is going to get ahead of Chapelele. And
I think Pease just about is.
Just ahead of Chapelele.
So it's going to be close.
Alan into the pits.
Alan, Dan's going on.
Interesting. Energetics, what's he going to do?
Is going to go on. Abscess going on. Beefy, are you going to risk it? No. I think some of these guys are like, nah, we'll take the 1 or 2 points and not risk getting none.
Well, the Delta's glitched there because Total Pease is definitely not a 10th behind Droftas.
No, that's definitely a 10th. It's just that the cars are so quick that it looks a long way.
So
as you can
Alan's come out the pits in 9th for those intermediates. So it has worked out for him. He hasn't lost points from that, and he's going to start setting out his sights on FIFA Beefy.
Do you think Chapelele is going to be able to push for the win, or do you think he's going to be a bit stuck behind Pease?
He's got 5 laps, and unless there's a mistake, I don't see it happening, purely because, unlike in the dry, obviously if he gets within a second, he has DRS. He has none of that assistance.
I think
he's actually dropping to Pease as we speak. He's just dropped 2
I think is interesting, just to bear in mind, right?
Penalties,
I think Droftas has 3 seconds more, and we know Pease has at least 3 or 6 seconds more. So whether Chapelele can win it on penalties.
Look at the gap between 3rd and 4th. Sorry, I just interrupted you. But 21.
Yeah, it's massive. It's huge.
It's a pit stop.
And that's not taking into account those 3 haven't pitted.
Yeah.
So if you're really looking at it, it's 30 seconds.
Energetics, his tyres will be screaming now, 17 lap old wet. If I was him, I'd slap on the inters because you're still going to come out.
It might be a bit late for that because he's going to come out outside the top 10.
Tango's closing on Abyssus. He wants that 6th place. It's been a real roller coaster of a race, hasn't it, for Tango? Constant ups and downs, like just going on the grass, then dropping down a while. Then we thought, Abyssus is struggling for grip, and he's just going to breeze past him. Yeah, those wets, I think, have no grip now because there's just not enough water on the track. So I think the wet runners... And look how close now Tango, as Alan, one of the intermediate runners, gets past Beefy.
You know what? Pease is the quickest man on the track at the moment.
He is
gaining.
And I think Droftas is better in the full wet rather than intermediates. And also, if you look at Tango, look how much he's gaining on energetics. He's now just under a second now. Look at the delta. He's surely going to get past him.
I was spot on with the crossover period,
I know,
honestly.
I hate it. I hate that you were spot on.
they're absolute... Tango smashed it, if I'm being honest.
He was the first one to call it. And we thought at the time, I certainly thought, I was like, oh no, all the others had done that and it hadn't worked out. But yeah, he's going to breeze past energetics here. And that's up him.
I did think that when he obviously fitted them, but as soon as I saw those deltas, I was like, oh, well... We could be having something here,
but
he
probably
he's setting purple sector 2 there.
Is he going to be too far behind? I was going to say he's going to be way too far behind Dan, but that 7.5.
Dan's picked up a 3,
and that 7.5 second gap has closed to 6.4. 6.3. Look how quickly it's going down.
You know he's going to be on the charge for it though.
Yeah, I think Tango might. The way that delta's coming down, I think he's got a good chance. Total Pease and Droftas seem to be stabilising.
Yellows, and is that Andreas? That's Andreas.
He's spun right round.
Okay, somehow Becca's picked up to 3 second while not here.
Was that a collision?
Wait, she's not here though, is she?
No, she joined back. Was that a collision between Rentbo and Andreas? Because both of them went off at the same time. Total Pease it's just under a second now. Okay, it's gone back up to a second. Alan's about to get past Abyssus.
Actually falling off.
Alan's getting past Abyssus.
4.5 seconds now for
Tango's on the charge. And Alan will now set his sights on energetics. we see Abyssus and Energetics pit. So that's Alan into 6th. And
Beefy's pitting.
Yeah, I think everyone's realised that the wets just aren't the right tire. Dan's going to try and trundle home, but it's going to be really close with that gap. The P's Droftas gap sort of staying at around a second. Just doesn't have enough, and on penalties, obviously. We have...
Tango's gained a second in this sector. Yeah, everyone's coming in. Andreas is retired.
Yeah, Tango's absolutely on a charge, as you say. P's got it under a second again. 8/10 through there. He's giving it everything now.
Flying.
We're going to keep an eye on this battle and the Tango one at the same time. Tango now,
Dan's gonna
8/10. Yeah, surely Tango's going to get it on the straight.
He's going to be a sitting duck.
Yeah,
Tango is going to get P4 here from possibly the most... I don't know. You wouldn't want to have any like heart rate monitor, would you?
Well,
or
to be fair to
pacemaker.
Dan, he didn't fight that. He knew that he wasn't going to hold on to that.
And there we go.
Yeah, well, Tango, after what, as I said, what has been a rollercoaster of a race, I think he'll be quite happy in the end with P4, to be honest.
Chapelele's fallen back to 3.1 seconds.
He has, and Total P's. I think maybe that's why Total P's as well is on a charge, because the penalty situation, he might be ahead of Droftas in terms of like he's got one more penalty, but obviously in terms of Chapelele, he needs to sort of increase that gap to ensure that. Obviously, he's going to have a 10 seconds, so he'll finish behind. Oh, no, he served that in the pits, didn't he?
No, you can't serve a 10 second.
Okay. Well, we'll see where he goes
down. But that'll be taken off his total.
But obviously,
he'll only go down to P3 though. Really?
Oh yeah, he should still be. Yeah, he'll still be on the podium regardless. So we'll still be speaking to him unless something horrific happens. We're on the final lap of the race. Droftas leads from Total P's. That gap is 8/10. Chapelele falling back to 3.1 seconds behind. Tango comfortably in 4th in no man's land.
Well, Tango's defo just feeling, let's just get it to the end.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you're going to be thinking about.
Fifi has got past Nolsey on his intermediates, so it has benefited him to go on the intermediate tyres. Nolsey gets very close there after braking a bit late.
And
frustrating
Abscess
race.
Is... What? Wait, he pitted onto the wets.
Yeah, I think he's going to regret that, because FIFA Beefy, that's ambitious. But you know what?
And he's
executed that beautifully. And he's up into P8. Brilliant. Brilliant performance from Beefy. And maybe that'll give him a lot of confidence and say, you know what, I can race in this division whenever I'm needed, whether that is this season or next season. Although I'm sure he'll want to obviously seal his championship in Division 2 first. Ultimately, his decision.
Obviously, if he does do it, he will get a title, won't he? Of Div 2 champion. But I mean, Chapelele's not gaining, not losing any time to P's now.
Slid through there, fully slid through there. He's gained time from that slide, but it's obviously it's over. And Droftas wins. Total P's, it will go down to 3rd because of penalties, but Droftas wins and extends his championship lead once again. Tango is going to come home in 4th by the looks of it.
Chapelele has got a legitimate second there. I don't think even taking the 10-second off would even do anything.
Yeah, it wouldn't. It wouldn't, because the gap's too much, yeah. So, Chapelele definitely has got second. Total P's won't even need to get that removed, to be honest, because it's not going to make a difference to his position. Tango comes home for P4. Really good race in the end from him, which is, as I said, it was a bit of a roller coaster. Dan Murphy's going to trundle home on those wet tyres and P5. Let's see where... What? Says Dan Murphy's won for me. That's very confusing. I presume that's a glitch.
Yeah, it will be. There's no way
Alan
you'd get...
P6. If you see that on stream, you'll be a bit confused. But yeah, Droftas has won, I'm pretty sure. Alan comes home in 6th.
How do you spell Droftas's name?
Energetics in 7th. Droftah.
Oh, yeah, ROF.
Energetics in 7th. Beefy comes home in 8th. Excellent effort from him. Nolsey comes home in 9th. And Abyssus gets the final points position.
Okay, apparently he doesn't exist.
No, he doesn't. Nolsey gets 10th. Where... I think there's a
there
penalty.
He is. I've invited 1 man, 2 man, 3 man, 4 man. I need to add P's and that because the party system is horrific this year.
Although they are on the podium. There's Droftas celebrating yet another victory. Do you think it's too early to say he's wrapped this championship up? There are obviously quite a lot of races to go, but it's going to be a massive lead.
Yeah, I do. I don't think you can say he's wrapped it up until it's actually mathematically wrapped up. Because if he DNFs every race, Dan wins every race.
Spoken like
Dan
a true
wins.
Championship leader yourself. So yeah, there is the final grid. Dan Murphy with a victory, Droftas second, Chapelele third. Droftas with a win, Chapelele second. Yeah, Total Peace third. It's glitched on my screen and said that Dan Murphy won. Tango fifth. Tango fourth. Alan fifth. Energetic sixth. Beefy seventh. Abbasis eighth. Nolsey ninth. Physicality 10th. Rembo 11th. Andreas 12th. And that is the Canadian Grand Prix, and we've been joined by
everyone bar P's at the moment.
Yeah,
so.
Well, that a surprise? But we'll start off with the race winner then in Droftas. I mean, did you enjoy that race? Because we know you love the wet conditions. Like, how was it for you?
It was a bit more stressful than it should have been because Pease wouldn't leave me alone the whole race.
Yeah.
The thing is, I was just faster on the straight, so as long as I kept it at a gap going onto that hairpin, I knew I could just use everything down the straight and keep the gap. So, it was alright. Worked out quite well in the end.
How was it with penalties and everything? You weren't too worried about getting too many penalties? Because we saw obviously a lot of penalties from drivers, including yourself and Pease.
Well, I got an immediate 3 seconds that I shouldn't have had, that I would have appealed had the result gone differently. But
okay.
I knew Pease had a lot of penalties, so yeah, I knew I was okay. That I just took it easy the last few laps and just made sure I didn't get any more.
Well, you really took the initiative from the start. Obviously, you straight off the line pressuring Abbasis, who obviously got his pole position on his debut, and got past him relatively quickly. And then it was you and Total Peace battling the whole race pretty much. And really good result for you. And you've extended your championship lead. I was just talking with Velocity about this. Obviously, I doubt you're going to say that the championship is anywhere near wrapped up, but it's certainly a sizable lead.
Yeah, I'll keep going. I'll take it race by race. Hopefully, keep extending it. It's going well.
Yeah, well, I will say one thing. You didn't crash into the wall of champions. And last year, Dan Murphy did that, and he won the championship of VIL. So you should be very disappointed that you didn't
last year was my only VIL appearance at Canada.
Oh, was it?
An invisible wall killed me.
Ah, right. Yes, I do remember the invisible wall. There were a lot of complaints about that race. But congratulations anyway on another victory for you.
Cheers, mate.
Chapelele, P2. Before we go into much of the race, I want to know what happened under the safety car, because you were sitting in the top 3 and suddenly you were down to P9 with a 5-second penalty for a collision. Can you explain what happened?
Wait, did I get a 5-second?
Yeah, I think you did, but yeah, it came up on our screen.
Yeah, I went into AI, just chatting with Peace.
Okay.
Suddenly I dropped to P9, I don't know.
Do you think that ultimately cost you the win? Because obviously you had to then fight back massively. I think you got wing damage at one point and had to pit as well.
The thing before that cost me the win.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
The lap 1 thing.
Yeah, talk us through lap 1. What was going through your mind? Did you sort of almost know from then that it was gone?
Well, Peace went off track and, I don't know, kept it on my inside, so I kinda missed the braking point because I couldn't see anything. And then I dropped down, I had to do a few overtakes, but I didn't have the chance to overtake Droftas then.
Still though,
kinda...
P2 though, it's, you did get the recovery in the end, so I guess you can take some consolation in that. And, yeah, no, I can understand. I can understand your disappointment. Either way, it's a P2. Congratulations on that. Although, yeah, unlucky on not getting the victory. Total P's P3 for you. But obviously, a really certainly I wouldn't say a battle on track in terms of you being side by side, but in terms of keeping with Droftas, you seem to do a mega job considering how good he is in the wet. Yeah, I thought you hated this track, but you seem to be quite good at it. Yeah, it was quite a lot. I mean, he's lucky actually in the end that there was such a big gap between P3 and P4 because you don't have to bother. I presume you would have appealed the 10-second one. I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm guessing that. Yep, something to build on for the next race, I guess. The next race,
Spa.
yeah, will be Spa. Yeah, it should be a taster race. So yeah, just don't have a DRS failure up a Rouge. But yeah, thanks. Congratulations to everyone on the podium, and thank you for watching the Canadian Grand Prix. And we'll be back next Thursday for Spa. Goodbye.